What is up, everybody? Welcome to How We Roll. It is Monday, and you're joining us for part 2 of our Daggerheart open beta playthrough with the Monday group. We're also doing one with our Thursday group. So this one that we're actively doing right now is called Moonglow Springs, and I will be doing my best to GM this session for you, but joining us and telling you who they're playing and what they are our intrepid cast, starting off with the Snuggler.
What's up, everyone? It is I, the Snuggler. I got no sleeves on today because it's finally warm in the Bay Area, and feels good. Today, I'm going to be playing for you Gerbert Sherberberry, the timid yet headstrong, adventurous human wizard who has found his new and honestly first group of best friends in the world, and he's happy that they feel the exact same way about him, he's sure.
Friends forever and ever. Also joining us, joining the No Sleeves Club, it is Sachmo.
Muted.
Ooh, muted alert. Muted alert. Hi, I'm Setfo. I'm also sleeveless because, likewise, in Detroit area, it is also pretty dang warm. Yay! I've been waiting to be happy, and now it's here. I'm going to be playing Hoorang. He's a simian. He's a monkey man. He is a warrior type, and he's a little bit insane, I think. Sorry, guys.
Just a tad. Also, in the No Sleeve Club, it is Jay Nirvana.
No sleeve club. No sleeve club. Yay!
Okay. That was
Is
a
that
little.
what we do now?
Yeah, but that was a little off. The beat was weird.
Yeah, it was a little. It needs a little
Can
work.
we do it again
Yeah.
then?
Yeah.
It needs to tell everybody that we all do CrossFit on weekends.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's scary.
No sleep club. No sleep club. No sleep club.
Yeah,
There
there
it
we
is.
go.
There it is. People can tell
that's
now.
what it is. Yeah,
Okay,
now they know.
Great.
Now you're
Great.
clunking.
Thanks for workshopping that with me. Hi, I am playing Oshara, the Galapagos druid, an old, retired, bumbling little turtle who has a few tricks up his sleeve. I don't have sleeves today, though, because I'm in the no shirt club. What did I say?
No.
No shirt.
You said no
shirt
shirt.
club.
You said no shirt.
Oh
I don't.
my
I
God.
also don't have a shirt on, so
Then they for sure would know we're in
I got some
CrossFit.
overalls.
And pantsless streaming.
enough.
You are just
You're rocking it. You're really
pain in the news.
you're really
Wow.
pushing the boundaries. Hey,
Pushing
trust
the
me, I
boundaries
don't
of what's
believe
allowed here.
Twitch
Oh,
care quite
Yeah,
so much
Twitch
as they
doesn't
used
care
to.
anymore. Yeah.
I was gonna say that they don't care like they used to.
Nope.
We're fine.
If you can
Anyway.
if you can be in a paddle and pole in a bikini, no, you can just about do
No
anything.
sleep club.
No sleep club.
All right.
All right.
okay.
Also joining us, it is Christy.
Hello, I'm Crispy, and I do have sleeves, but not for long. Could you imagine, guys?
Oh,
I'd
that would
love
have
it.
been so
I'd
cool.
love it.
much.
Yeah, that would have been really
God,
cool.
I would have.
really
I would have
cool.
respected you.
I really like
More.
the shirt. I really like the shirt.
So
Otherwise, I
now-
absolutely
So
would.
Christy, now you know all you have to do to earn Satchmo's respect is to rip sleeves off a t-shirt, and you
Done.
are in the club.
Next stream, you got it, babe. Just for you. Anyway, I do have little sleeves
Easy.
on, and they're fine, and it's cool.
Just roll them up. Just
Little
roll them up.
I'll roll. Look, here we go.
There you go.
There we go.
No one
Yeah.
even knows.
Hey.
No sleeve club.
Silence.
No sleep club.
No sleeve
club. There we go. There we go. Who am I playing for you today? Oh, right. I'm a robot. What are they actually
A
called in the
clank,
game?
yeah.
Plank.
Clank.
A clank.
Clank.
There you go. I'm a clank. And I'm a guardian clank named
the clank.
Z1000, or Z for short. And I am very excited to play some more for you today.
And last but not least,
The other no sleeve member,
the
other
half
no
sleeve member.
You got one sleeve.
He's the Michael Jackson of the group. Just has
I'm
one.
getting a little
One
faint here.
sleeve
Hold on.
club. One
I
sleeve
gotta
club.
roll
Do
this
one
down.
hand, one arm.
I gotta roll this
Yeah,
down.
just
I gotta
one,
wait for
just
my
one.
armpit, you know. No.
It's Shaggy.
I play Rickroll, a Fungro bard, a wordsmith, and lover of death and all things that decay and have life cycles. And yeah,
There you go.
that's him.
I didn't know.
Yeah, if I didn't make that obvious last time, you know.
You know the rules, and so do I.
Sorry, couldn't help
I
myself.
forgot you were a mushroom.
Yeah, I forgot all y'all. basically.
He's a mushroom.
Yeah, he's basically a giant mushroom.
Love it. All right, so that is our cast of characters. So what have we been up to? Well, we started out, and they have taken a job to travel into the Sable Wood, a huge forest full of legends and rumors and adventure. And if you're tuning into both episodes, you'll find out that both groups are in the same kind of region. And you find things out about the region, different things from different stories. So, but as we found out in the other region, that some of the trees are hundreds and hundreds of feet tall. But I digress. So they have been hired by Lord Haversham to go into the Sable Wood to find the Lucent River where the Moonglow waters are said to flow. They're called the Moonglow waters because under a full moon, apparently the waters glow a strange, eerie, translucent blue. They are to travel upstream to a particular estuary, and once there, find some natural springs and get 3 silver flasks that they were given filled up from water, like right from the source, right from the stream. Take them back, and an apothecary is going to use those allegedly to effect a cure to save Lord Haversham's daughter Emma, who is deathly ill, and apparently only these waters can be utilized to make the cure that will save her life. So that is what we're up to. They left the town of Densmere, and while they were in the tavern, it would appear that a group of ruffians that had a big black dog overheard the discussion, saw them get paid with money and silver flasks, and thought, ooh, let's we know where they're going, so let's kind of get a head start, and we'll ambush them and steal all their goodies, which they attempted, much to their own dismay. Only one of them managed to leave with his life. All the rest were dispatched and taken care of. And now our heroes are about to have a short rest and try to kind of recuperate a little bit after their escapades. So we're going to join them now. And as I said, it's time for a little bit of a rest. And because, again, just to reiterate, this is the Daggerheart 1.3 open beta. So anything you see here not only may, but probably will, some of the things will change over the course of the development. The game is at least a year out from print. So take everything you see with a little bit of a pinch of salt. And if things change as we do these in the future or whatever, you'll understand why. Okay, let's go ahead and...
Request real quick.
Sorry?
Huh?
I have a request.
Do
Oh,
you?
yes?
Since there's no intro video and theme song, do you think maybe Matt or Snugs and Satch could go ahead and sing us one?
Sure. On the spot?
Just right
Yeah,
now?
do you want to start us off
Yeah.
here,
Go ahead.
Thatch?
Now, if they do well, can we give them a free hope each? Like, because they deserve it.
We'll get,
If
we'll
you
get-
can
maybe.
we'll
improv
get
the
I mean, it was really
perfect
good,
intro
you
song.
know?
I wish I could hear it better.
What's up?
I wish I could hear it better.
Okay,
duck
wait.
out a lot.
Original
Yeah, it
stuff
ducks
from
it ducks
musician's
out a
song.
little bit.
Is that better?
It's really muddled, man.
Oh,
Just do it anyway.
Daggerheart. Keep going. I got it. Go. Go.
okay.
Yeah, it's cutting out every other
it's
note.
Cutting out
Second
so
do it.
much.
Oh,
Second, do
I
it.
was
Never
gonna-
mind.
Everybody loves a dagger to the heart. The way the game makes me feel when I roll for fear, it's Daggerheart. I was gonna keep going with you.
I love it. I love it.
That was really good.
We're
was really good.
about to start
Reminded me of the theme music to Love
another
Boat.
game of Daggerheart.
And here it is.
Sleeveless, sleeveless, sleeveless.
I love it.
Oh, I think we nailed it, personally.
I think you did.
All right,
Going
great.
to spend all my
Nailed
armor
it.
points and fall apart.
Alrighty.
I hope we have a good time.
Excellent.
See, the problem with
Is that the
is
ending,
that,
Christy? I hope we have a good time.
Yeah.
The Daggerheart Show.
Ah,
Alrighty. So yeah, I'm going to zoom all the way in. We'll get a little preview of your characters here on the side of the road. Alright, so after your encounter, you guys get to rest up, and time is of the essence, but as you know, you managed to kind of, by taking the job, you kind of cut a whole day off of the expected time, so you do have a little bit of spare time. You spent some of that sleeping the night away in the tavern, but you still have a little bit of room to take a little resty. So, how the mechanics work is when you take a short rest, each one of you may do 2 of the following things. You can tend to your wounds. You can temporarily patch yourself up, and you clear 1d4 hit points of wounds. You can clear your stress and describe how you choose to blow off steam for the next hour. And clear a d4 stress. You can describe how you spend the time quickly repairing your armor, and clear a d4 armor uses. Or you can prepare yourself mentally and psychologically for the challenges ahead. You describe how you're going to prepare for the next day's adventure, and you gain a hope. But if you choose to prepare with one or more members of your party together, and you can somehow interweave a scheme to psychologically and kind of unwind and prepare yourselves, and you do that together, you each gain 2 hope. So everybody gets to do 2 of those things, 2 out of the 4. So what do you think you need to do, Gerbert?
I did not take any sort of damage, so I don't need to heal or repair any armor for anything.
You down with your stress?
I have no stress either.
So all you need to do, really, you can just spend the time prepping yourself and...
Yeah.
I've got this. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I don't know if you want me to play that out now or kind of wait.
Well, we're going to find out if everybody else is going to... What everyone else wants to do, because then, if anybody wants to prep as well, you can kind of
gotcha.
Do that together.
Makes sense.
What does Hurang want to do?
Just looking at my cards, getting my loadout set up right. I didn't take any stress because none of my abilities use stress, which is kind of silly to me because that's a waste of a resource. I'll have to fix that.
Yeah, some will later.
It didn't take any hits. It didn't take any armor uses. So I guess I'd just prepare and take the hopes.
Okay. So you two can maybe, I don't know, compose a song and sing it. Oh, wait, we've already done that.
Well, Gerbert's not a singer. Gerbert's not a singer.
But Gerbert
Not
knows
yet.
how to write words.
Right.
He does.
There you go.
And
He has
I mean,
words. He has all the best
true.
words.
Harang is kind of bad at jokes, but really trying.
There you go.
That's like every Broadway musical ever.
Right.
You know?
True. Ashara, what do you want to do?
Okay, so I would like to reduce my stress.
Okay, so how does Ashara blow off a bit of steam?
Well, I say
De-stress.
to my party, would anybody be interested in doing a bit of guided meditation with me by chance?
Oh, yeah. I have never meditated before. I've read plenty of books on the guidance of meditation and the positives and negatives, both of meditation, but it's something I myself have never partaken in.
Interesting.
So how is it? Is it like you can do that?
Well, why don't you volunteer? Anybody else would like to
I
go on this
volunteer.
guided meditation with me? I, as a fisherman, often did this waiting for fish.
Okay.
Can we do the boat one? Well, you're on the boat and it's rocking, and it's just like breathe in, breathe out.
Oh yes, that
I like
is
that one because somebody
that is
always
a good
throws
one.
up.
Oh yes.
All right. Well,
I have my own.
Gerbert can certainly do both of those things because he only needs one. He can do two, so he can partake in. Even though he doesn't need it, he can partake in your meditation and still prep himself. So that's cool. What about Z? What's Z gonna do?
Well, Z took an armor use, a hit point, and a stress.
Oh, so you got 2 out of the 3. Which one do you want to...
Z's not doing well, so Z is going to say, performing mandatory operating system update.
Okay. And,
Don't worry about him. He's fine.
And what 2 things do you wish to do?
First, it's going to sound like a Xerox machine the whole time, and it's really obnoxious.
I was hoping you're going to say dial-up modem.
Well, that's a different setting.
Just the whole time.
Trying to do the meditation.
No, I'm like the old school, like a fax machine, like just really like the paper's coming in and out and in and out, and it's getting jammed. That's what's going on. And I think I'm going to repair an armor use for sure.
Okay.
And then I guess I don't really understand the difference between stress and hit points and what would be more beneficial
that's
at this
point. That's the perfect time to explain it. So, if you run out of stress, you become vulnerable. Think of it as stress is kind of exhaustion.
Gotcha.
So some abilities will draw upon stress. Some things will attack stress as opposed to hit points. If you get to a point where you run out of stress, you're vulnerable, which means everything coming at you is with advantage.
Okay.
So it's not a good place to be.
Right.
Whereas, obviously, the hit points is your physical, keeping all the oil topped up and you in tip-top working order.
Right.
Okay. So, because of what you are, I would recommend probably, seeing as you're only down 1 in anything, probably the wound.
The hit point, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm only unsure about that because my things
now, if you have abilities that burn
use?
stress, then it might be better to do the stress.
That's my thing. Is my I am your shield uses stress, so I'm more inclined
probably
to use
I would in that case I would use the stress. Yes.
Okay, then that's what I shall do. Okay.
And last of all, what is
obnoxious
Rick
noises
gonna do?
Well, I am down 3 hit points.
Ooh.
And 2 armor uses, so I will be doing both of those. And how I will be doing that is I'm going to get behind this tree, and I'm going to start... I'm going to say what I was going to say. I'm going to start leeching off of the life forces around me, and the tree specifically, the nearby tree, by fungal tendriling in there to siphon off the health, and then strip away the bark and attach it to my wooden armor.
Okay, that sounds good.
I was going to say I'm molesting nature, but that's not right.
Yeah, you're harvesting.
I'm harvesting.
You're getting some mummies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nerdy
So
numbers.
that's what I'm going to be doing with my sharpness.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, now we know what everybody's basically doing. So, Rick roll. We'll start with you. Give me a D4 roll to see how many of the wounds you managed to soak up.
Okay, I'll take it. 2.
2 wounds. Okay.
Hard to read that dice. I'm sorry, but
Yeah,
yes.
it is. It's hard for chat to read that dice for sure.
It was a 2.
And then, how much bark
How many armors?
do you manage to kind of harvest up to? And 1. Okay.
1. All right.
All right.
That's fine.
So Z, by default, you can't roll less than 1, so you will sit there and make all of your strange, whirring mechanical noises. And you will indeed clear 1 stress and repair your damaged piece of armor. Okay, so Ashara, go ahead and do a D4 for me, and let's see how much of yours you get back. It didn't roll.
DD dice extension hasn't. Okay.
You might have to kick it.
All right. Either way, I rolled a 1.
It's a 1. Okay, so you get back 1.
So, and then I'll do one for the armor uses.
And then for your armor uses. And how do you repair your armor?
So you
that's
see me. You see me. I am able to separate myself from my shell. And you see, if you notice my shell, there's actually like a big crack in the middle, and in place there's like really beautiful like sea glass in its place. And you
Ooh.
see me kind of buffering that out to protect my.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Yeah, you may have to double click your extension, and you may even have to go out and back into Roll20. Possibly, I don't know. But it didn't roll in. It didn't roll in DD dice, and it didn't roll in Roll20 either. So interesting. All right. Who rang?
Yes.
So you are just prepping. So what I need to know how Hurang and Gerbert are working together to kind of de-stress, calm down, focus their minds and all that sort of stuff, and, you know, get themselves in a better place. How you guys doing that?
So I think Gerbert has picked up that Hurang is a very chaotic and busy-minded person. So I think Gerbert would walk over and say, a question for you, Hurang. I may be off base here, but have you ever? I just was going through this meditation with Ashara, and it was lovely to quiet my mind for a minute. It's always going a million miles a minute. I don't show it like outwardly, but internally it's just chaos. And you, on the other hand, overtly, outwardly seem to, as you look, so exactly my point. So point is, can I show you what I do to sort of focus myself and focus my mind when I have a large task upcoming?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, wonderful. I'm going to walk over to Z as they are in power down mode and kind of go pump pump on the back of the back and open a little hatch that goes into her circuitry.
Okay.
And I'm going to be like, so I know that you can't really maybe understand everything that's going on, but this is sort of my security blanket here, is the tinkering of the science of things, because really at the end of the day, the nuts and bolts are just what they are, and everything has to make sense. And so this is where I find myself focusing when my mind is going too fast and too crazy. This helps center me, because I know that I have to do the exact right thing for the precise outcome to come up. And it is also how I get Z to do more performances. So, and I'm going to start showing examples of what I do to maybe fix some circuits that are better, tinker just in a way to kind of focus my mind on what's going on, and seeing if maybe giving Hurang a physical focus of some kind could possibly help do the same as well.
Yeah, I kind of have something like that.
Oh, what is it?
I'm gonna pull out my short sword, and on the back of it, because it's like machete styled, you'll notice just a bunch of little notches.
Oh.
All the times I really messed up.
What do you mean by messed up? Like, forgot to take the trash out, or?
No. This is the one where I was supposed to be on lookout duty.
Okay.
We were stopped.
What do you mean?
Well, I used to work on a boat, and
Okay, lovely.
we did all kinds of illegal things. So we needed to make sure that nobody was following us, like, most of the time. I have really good eyes, you see, so they would always put me up there looking. I got a little distracted.
So are you saying that you were a pirate?
Well, yeah, but what are we looking at?
Oh, Oh my gosh. Okay, Gerbert.
Well, I was.
Oh,
I
boy.
got caught. So we all just kind of went to jail.
Okay, Gerbert, you're talking to a real life pirate here. Stay calm.
How
Stay calm.
about Gerbert? How about you come join me over here, and I can help reset your mind, get you back
Yes,
into a meditative
Please,
state.
I'm kind of.
This helps me get ready for what I need to do next, though, as I think about all the times I did something not good, and I go, well, I'm not gonna
Oh boy.
monkey around this time. And I just go through my trappings,
Yes, I'm sure you won't make the same mistake again. And Oshara, yes, I'd love to celebrate, but I'm sort of losing my marbles with excitement. And being around a real life pirate has been one of my dreams forever. I've read many books. So yeah, okay. So
Alright, so-
what do I
All
do?
right, get on your shell.
Oshara? What if we oh, hold on. Actually, hold on 1 second. He's going to walk over to Z and take out a little tool of some sort, stick it into both limbs as Z falls down to their knees. And I'm going to get to its back and push it really hard. It's going to fall face first on the ground as I kind of adjust myself on top of it. Okay, I'm on top of. Okay, yes, all right, here we go.
Great. Now my favorite thing to do is give myself a little spin, and then I spin slowly on my back.
Okay, let's see here. I will do my best to follow directions and spin on top of Z as meditatively as I can.
And thus breakdance was invented.
Now just feel the rhythm within your body, the rhythm within everything in life, the rhythm within the ocean.
Yes.
That is why the vibrations of our bodies try to sync with the vibrations of the ocean.
Okay.
Feel the ocean in your heart.
Okay. I'm feeling the good vibrations, yes.
Right. Now know. One drop of water
One drop of
contains
water.
all the secrets of all the ocean.
Oh, how
Breathe
profound.
in, breathe out.
Third orbit.
Excuse me.
Are you okay?
Oh, yes, just a little bit of. Sometimes I swallow my own spit, and
Oh, aren't you supposed to?
that's the drop of water of all the secrets of the ocean.
Oh,
right
I
in that
see.
drop. So
Always,
it's all right.
always teaching me something, Oshara.
Right, well, help me up, please.
Oh, of course. I'll slide off a Z and extend an arm out to help the turtle off its back.
Hopefully you're a bit reset.
Okay. Poop.
All right. I'm tired.
Yes, meditation
That
is
short-
quite an exhausting.
A short rest has worn me out. I need a long rest now. Love it. Alrighty.
Yes,
Okay.
meditation seems like an exhausting endeavor, Oshara. Thank you for teaching me the ways.
Oh, it can be, certainly.
All right. Well, after about an hour, either whirring and purring or spinning on your shell or would-be shell, sticking your tendrils down into the earth and ripping bark off a nearby tree, or kind of watching cogs spin round and round and round, you all kind of complete your little bit of a rest. Yeah, you're pretty much ready to set back off on your merry way. All right, let me go ahead and pop out the tunes, and we'll go to where are we? Oh, I'm on the wrong thingy. That's why I can't find it. Okay. Well, I just go right by it. I guess I did. There it is. Okay. All right. Well, so after your short rest, you have traveled a good mile or so since the unfortunate encounter on the road, And by your judgment of when you first saw the trees of the Sablewood, you should have been there by now. It's then that you begin to realize that what you saw in the distance were just the taller trees, and that they must indeed be hundreds of feet tall to have seen them so visibly at such a distance. However, now the lower, more expected canopy of trees can be seen up ahead. These trees sit way below their taller counterparts and are thick and lush. As you get closer still, you can see the road you are traveling cuts a path into the dark forest ahead. But to the left, on the road, a rudimentary signpost with little more than scratched-in lettering proclaiming a path that leads more to the southwest, and also disappearing into the trees, although less far clearly. Around the path, the meadows boast bluebells, daisies aplenty, and the sun rays beat down, giving you a warm glow all over. The path ahead is little more than a trail, and clearly was not meant for anything other than foot traffic, or perhaps single-file horses. The path is no more than about 2 foot wide. However, the path does also boast a sign that says that you are heading towards the outpost that you seek. If you remember in the letter, you were told to make your way to the river outpost, and once you were there, find a boat and maybe get directions to the idleware distributary. So, yeah. That's about where we're at. Anything you guys want to do before wandering into the woods? As I said, you can either take this little side path that seems to point towards the river run outpost, or if you like, you could wander straight into the thick of the forest.
The Run Threat Protocol 2.1, what would be the safest way to get to our destination?
The safest route would be direct.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what these think, everyone. Obviously, we don't know this area too well, but off of the algorithm and parameters that I've calculated into my friend here, they are saying that statistically that is the safest way, is the direct route. Does anybody have anything on the contrary to say?
Or, yes. Quite, but go ahead.
Oh.
Oh, are you telling me to be quiet or to go ahead?
Said
Well,
quite,
yes.
but go
She's-
ahead.
Oh,
Go
quite,
ahead.
not quiet. I'm sorry. I thought you were shushing me.
Quiet, go ahead.
I would
Yeah, that's why I was
never.
confused. Z, do you know the direct routes to the where we're going?
No, I do not have this map downloaded yet. I
So
am
how-
calculating every step as we walk.
So how would that necessarily be the safest route if we don't know what route it is, even if it is direct?
Your puny human brain
Not
cannot
a human.
comprehend.
He's a shroom.
Your puny,
Fungal.
some kind of brain, humanoid brain, cannot understand the calculations I am making. I am assessing all threats at all times.
It's true.
I don't want to say otherwise, but this note by the Lord says we should go to the outpost, hire a boat, and secure directions. So it seems like we should follow this. But I'm
Interesting.
just an old turtle and I've spilled all over it and it's a little smudged.
Are you that old? How old are you, Oshar? I don't think we've asked.
20.
Oh, I think it's 67.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Just retired.
Interesting.
Got my
Still
AARP
life in the old
card.
turtle yet.
Harang, what do you think we should do?
looking at the moss, and it's growing on this side of the tree. So I think we should probably go to town.
Astute.
Okay, well, I mean, this is
I'm better once I'm on a boat.
yes. I mean, if we are outvoted, then we shall change our direction. What are friends for? Is that how you say that phrase? Is that the right context?
Gerbert, we must flow with the tide.
Your line of questioning, you were
Okay.
asking, where's no danger? We're on an assignment.
Yeah.
There will likely be danger towards the assignment.
Well, I
It's
was
the
more.
assignment.
Of course, I was more just assessing the least amount of resistance on the path to get there. Oh, did we hear? What? Is there something?
No,
Oh.
I always just like to imagine that I did.
Oh, well, okay. Well, that's preventative. I could understand that. That's okay. Anyways, if everyone wants to take a different route, that's just fine with me, I guess. I
That's
will.
fine.
I will.
It is not simply a different route, might I remind you. It's the route we have been told.
Sure, but sometimes they say the better path is the path less traveled. But again, I digress. I will acquiesce to the needs of the wants and the whims of the group. My services are yours.
The road less traveled is great. No one's ever passing by. You can really just rob anyone.
Greg, I see your point. I think I don't know if you were inadvertently trying to make, but yes, quite a good point, indeed. Okay, well then, Ashara, would you like to lead the way?
The outpost.
Okay.
Well, let's go.
Oh, wait a minute.
One step.
Kind of intrigued about going this other route, this direct route that
What?
Z
You just-
wanted to go.
Okay, I'm confused. It sounded like everybody wanted the other one, huh?
It seems that this clank here, Z1000, is unable to swim. We should get a boat. It all makes sense. Two of us know boats. We have Harangue here. I know boats.
Mr. the Z thing.
Master.
Hello. Am I allowed to make requests?
No.
Make them
How
to.
about
Just
do
one
I gain
request.
approval of... Oh, wait, no, you won't answer because I can't ask.
You may
what-
ask.
Why did
I
you
will not answer.
before? Wait a minute.
It is up to my discretion and my human's discretion whether I comply.
What's up, Greg?
Oh, well, I was just going to ask, because your question was kind of, what's the path of least resistance? And a direct route is, well, that's straight to it. But, like,
That's just
trade
the
winds
path.
and such being as they are...
I will obliterate all obstacles. I am not concerned about the direct route.
So when Z says the direct route, she's referring to, or he's referring to, the path that says it's going straight to the outpost, right? Not through the forest in the wrong direction. Is that what you're referring to, or is Z actually
Correct.
referring
Z doesn't
to the
know.
main road? I'm asking Christy to clarify what Z means.
He means to go the way we were told to go.
Okay,
yes.
that's what I figured.
So we were all saying the same thing.
Correct.
Far be
I
it
don't
from
know
me
why
to
we're
point out the
confused.
folly of
got
your
really confused there.
misunderstanding, but
I see.
I said nothing to the
what a hoot.
contrary.
This little
Well, you
turtle
said my
is
puny
wrong.
brain, so clearly.
Again, nothing to the contrary.
Oh!
Oh! I love this game, Gore. We should play it all the time.
See, my new bird patch is working swimmingly.
catch some Z's.
Yo, mama. Yo, mama.
Very good. Yeah. Just wait till they start busting out your Baba jokes. You're in.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Harang will be throwing them out for Z to record and save.
If you
Count
could,
how many sand there are.
if you could beat Z in a Yo Baba competition, you will win $1,000 cash money. I don't know if anybody gets that reference, but I do, and it's very funny to me.
I'm proud of you, Snugs. I'm real happy for you. You've finally gotten to that point where you can just say something to make yourself happy, and nobody else matters.
Finally
That's
got
right.
to that point.
Yeah, Christy, you have anything to say about that?
I think he's been making himself happy
Been
for
doing
a
this his
while.
whole damn life.
Love it.
I'm gonna look
Other
at Z
people
and
laughing is
say,
a bonus.
Yeah, that's true. Just icing.
I'm gonna look at Z and say, well, lead the way then.
Clank,
Yeah,
clank,
Leading the way
clank,
is
clank.
not my task. Will not comply.
That is
It's
that is
mine, as I
true.
was told. This way.
Slowly. This way.
All right.
Follow the old turtle.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
follow.
Well, as I said, the path ahead is little more than a trail and clearly not meant for much foot traffic. So you're going to have to kind of pick your way through the trees and the bushes in single file. So, what is that file? Let's have a marching
see.
order for you, at least for the moment, until while it's relevant.
Do you want us to position ourselves here?
Nope, just tell me because you'll be off this map very soon.
I think I'd end up in the
Gotcha.
back regardless, so.
Oh, I thought you said you were leading the way.
Yeah, but you guys get ahead of me instantly, probably.
I'd be behind you, honestly. Because you said lead the way.
So let's start this
My
way. Who's
pace.
taking point? I mean, you can
That's
lead the
me,
way
Jane.
down the path.
Yes, I
You could lead your
will.
way down, down the path.
We're
through-
going very
And
slow.
marching
Yeah.
procession.
I would always be a little bit behind Gerbert.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm right in front wherever. I'd probably be behind. Well, but I think that Hurang would be kind of up to the close
Yeah.
too, since they're
Yeah,
really good
Harang
at
would
looking.
probably be like near the front if he's not leading the way, which has been said.
Well, if you're not, then Ashara
Ashara.
is, because everybody
Yeah.
else is.
I think Ashara's in
feel
the
like you would
front,
just
and then
circle
Harang
me.
is like right behind, kind of, but like not
Okay.
behind, more like peeling out and then up a little bit to the side and just
Yeah.
getting distracted constantly.
They'll look
All
out,
right.
and I think I'd be right behind that group with
So Ashara,
kind of to my
Harang,
flank.
Well, that's the thing. As I said, we're talking about a really narrow. Think this isn't even as much as a deer trail. This is more like picking your way through the bushes and just kind of
Within
like
single
finding.
file. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay,
it's,
then Oshara, Hurang, Gerbert, Z, and Rickroll. Right? Does that sound about right?
Yep.
Okay.
there we go. All right. At least for the moment. In that case, Ashara, as you're taking the lead, the path, as I said, at most is no more than about 2 feet wide at best. Sometimes it's clearly visible, other times kind of hard to make out. A few times it starts to kind of disappear and you're not entirely sure which direction. Should I go left round the bush, right round the bush? So do me a favor, if you would, Ashara, and give me an instinct roll, DC 10. With the duality dice.
Ooh, oh,
Ooh.
we
Sorry,
lost, Rose.
I don't know what's going on with your dice.
I just typed it. Sorry, I forgot.
Oh, that's a D10. No, the difficulty is 10. You use the normal
Sorry.
duality,
I heard
duality
1d10
dice.
for some reason.
Arnold
All right.
Turtle.
Duality dice.
There we
roll.
go.
Oh, there we
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
All right, so that's a 15 with hope, so you gain a hope.
Nice.
Yes.
And
Yes.
yep, with your kind of wise reasonings, you kind of start to look, and when the path seems to be very hard to figure out, you stop, take your time, and manage to figure out just by subtle things like, well, some of
Spin
the
on
bushes are a
shell.
little bent more on this side, the grass is a little bit more downtrodden, so it's, and slowly but surely you manage to find your way. Just as you think you guys are like, uh-oh, Ashara's led us the wrong way, the path reemerges. And the old turtle's wisdom is starting to shine through. This area of the Sablewood is very peaceful. The flora among the trees are made up of yet more bluebells and bright woodland flowers. Canopies of blues, yellows, purples, and greens cover the ground beneath your feet, save for the trodden path that you and your followers are making. Soon, however, the canopy thickens above, and the flowers give way to more baser plants, plants such as ferns and weeds. Suddenly, a cry in the distance breaks the tranquility of the woodland realm. Ah! Come back here, you bastard! Is heard in the distance.
I'm sorry, Helen.
All right, let me put you guys
He's having a flashback.
in your perspective.
I'm sorry, Helen.
What?
I don't know.
I'm so lost.
I am too, bud.
We all are.
Not harangue.
I'm used
Harangue
to
kept
this.
up.
Oh, yeah. Inspiration. Okay. Does anybody wish to do anything upon hearing that? The noise was somewhere up ahead.
I feel like Harangue would just kind of like go to scout ahead and look at what's happening.
Yeah, somewhere up in this neck of the woods, literally. Okay, Harangue, if you're interested in kind of pushing your way kind of past... it does widen out a little bit here. I mean, you can kind of see the pathway right here following its way through. But there are periodically times when you can kind of like push aside just here and there. So, yeah. As Urang is going to try to figure out, you know, in what direction it's all actually happening, this, that, and the other. Harangue, give me a instinct check, please. And DC of 13 or 15. There's two possible outcomes.
Here come the dice. Oh, that's not
15. Okay, very nice. And we have somebody raiding with a good number of people. So let me take a moment
Hey.
to say hi to you guys. So Lilith Oman, thank you for coming and hanging out with us. Welcome, Raiders. We're running a little Daggerheart open beta today. So it's only our second episode of this little short adventure that we're doing. But you're welcome to stick around and hang out with us and see if this is something you like. If you've played it before, that's great. If you haven't, this is a good opportunity for you guys to kind of get used to the new system. And if it's something you're interested in, then hopefully you can learn a little bit about it from this show. So thank you and welcome, guys. Alrighty, so you rolled a 15 with hope, so you gain a hope.
I'm full on hope, baby.
Okay. So, not only do you know that the sound was kind of coming from the northwest, but you also estimate it was probably about 250 feet away from you. Like, you only just kind of heard the... If it wasn't for the fact that whoever it was screaming so very loudly, you probably wouldn't have heard it at all if they were just speaking normally.
So that being said, I'm probably gonna turn to the group and just kind of like, it's way up there. We gotta move fast if we want to catch that.
Is that something that we want to catch?
Seems like a marital dispute, perhaps. Do we want to get directly involved?
Well,
come back here, you bastard. Obviously, must be a marital dispute.
I have.
We know how it is. Now we know how it is in Jane's relationship. We understand.
They're gonna get away.
I have read a lot of literature about mediating between civil disputes like this. So if we do catch up to them and I can be a service, that is something that I would absolutely love to intervene with.
Read up on it. You haven't experienced love, heartbreak.
Take it easy on him. He's just a boy. And I'm gonna run forward and try to get up closer to whatever actually just happened, because everyone's talking about it. I want to see what happened.
We'll discuss that at another time. Well, let's go.
Okay, so Harangue, you can follow the path, Or, because you are particularly nimble and at home in the trees, if you would like to take less of a direct route, you can certainly do that if you want to. And
Probably
don't
just
forget,
going
everybody,
towards
you've
where
got
I heard it.
experiences to draw upon should they be applicable.
Well, I got pirate times and jail times. Neither of those really. I mean, pirating probably got me on some islands, so I'm probably good at. I mean, I'm good at climbing because I was up in the ropes all the time, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I can probably just kind of cut around to where I heard the voice coming from.
Okay.
I'd probably
Yeah, I mean, as
just
I say,
cut
you know it
straight
was
there.
northwest, so.
Yeah.
All right, well, you're going to kind of break out then and head. So you want to follow the path, or you want to kind of.
Knowing Harang, he's probably just going straight for the sound.
Okay. So yeah,
If he
take the
gets
path of
lost,
least
he'll just start
resistance.
yelling, you know.
Alrighty. How?
Put us on that map, boy.
Yep. So once he decides to go forward, how far ahead? Like, obviously, Harang moves pretty fast, definitely faster than Ashara generally does. So, are you guys going to kind of let him push ahead, or do you want to do your best to try to keep up? Bearing in mind, clanks are called clanks for a reason. They're not the quietest of things. Okay. All right, so Harang, you bust off and start disappearing ahead of everybody. And everybody else is just kind of... Are you maintaining your... Like, are you guys going to maintain the same marching order, even though once he slips through, or are the back three going to, like, just leave Ashara standing and just... What are you guys up to?
Keep together, right?
Yeah, I'm sticking with the clank and
Okay.
Gerbert.
Yep,
Alrighty
just
then.
kind of peering through, watching.
So you guys are going to continue to kind of mark your way along the path, slow and steady, knowing that Ashara has it cleared. By now, you can see just kind of like the bushes and the trees that are just kind of like settling back into position after Harang bolted off ahead and disappeared. Okay, way up ahead, Harang, you will see a strange little fellow, just off to the side, sitting on a broken tree stump here, and kind of looking at the ground. This clearly is a goblin. Has kind of like big, wide-brimmed ears that are almost kind of like frayed and furred a little bit. He's kind of fairly well dressed for a goblin, to be honest. Wearing quite dapper clothing. Definitely a nice shade of woodland greens and browns. So he's camouflaged to some degree. But these aren't typically the sort of clothes that you would expect a rough and tumble goblin to be wearing. He's sitting on the log looking at the ground. You can overhear him saying, "When I catch up for you, you bastards, you're for it. Oh yes, there'll be no supper for you tonight."
Oh, so it's like your kid or something.
And he kind of startles, and as he does so, he falls backwards over the log and like hits, like you hear a thump. He pops back up, and then as if using the log as some kind of shield, he kind of pops up and goes, "Who said that?"
I'm just kind of like gonna swing down hanging from a tree.
Okay.
Like, oh.
He says, I've lost something. Well,
What the yelling was about?
I probably should have been more quiet, shouldn't I? Yes. My goat is buggered
where's
off.
the bastard? Where's this bastard? I'll get him, and I'm just gonna pull out my sword.
He says, "Now, yes, I don't normally travel on foot, you see. I have a goat. A friendly little fellow. But also a very cantankerous one. A bloody snake rushed across the path and startled the creature, and it threw me off, and then it ran off into the woods. Now I've got to find it again."
Oh, well, good luck. And then I'm gonna turn around and head back to the party.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you'll find no effort
There
getting
he
back to them.
is. Orang! Over here!
I love how we haven't moved an inch. Through that entire conversation, we haven't moved at all. We're
Hey,
just,
you're
like,
just slow.
chilling.
Over here.
Look, I don't know what you're talking about.
So good at being an old person.
I can't wait
So
until
over
I'm
the
old.
top.
I was just thinking about something.
Over here.
the
What was it?
moans, the little moans.
Okay. So, yeah, as you guys see Harang kind of moving back up towards you, you will notice kind of behind him, moving rather stealthily from bush to bush to bush, is a strange little goblin. Not much bigger than he is.
From like the right side of Z, my fungerly little head's gonna pop out and be like, what's going on? What's the holdup? Can we go?
Harang's completely unaware of the goblin. Just thought like, oh, this is just some boring stuff, and went back to be with everybody, and just gonna be like, yeah, some loser fell off a donkey back there.
You will see, as I said, the goblin as he emerges from the trees. He says, "It's not a goblin. It's a goat."
Uh-huh.
Oh, right. Okay. Some well-dressed man.
Goblin.
Right. Fell off a. You tell him, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just sling him in the
Harang,
trees.
we heard him. Loud, screechy goblin voice.
Yeah. He kind of like boldly kind of like stands up in the middle of the encampment.
Giant.
There he is,
got
just
big.
zooming him in for a
He
chat
got
to
big,
see.
he's juicing.
And
Like threat detected.
He cast
enlarging
enlargement
goblin.
on
Yeah, he
himself.
kind of just looks at you and says, with his hands on his hips, he says, "Oh yes, Wiggs is the name, and well, I'm sort of a merchant, I suppose. My normal mode of transport through these woods is my goat. Only, unfortunately, as skilled and gifted as I am in the natural arts of goat jockeying, a snake startled it, and I was thrown to the ground. And then it ran off, and it sodded off into the woods, and now I can't find it. I know that all of those times I threatened to beat it probably doesn't encourage it to come back, because it knows it's going to get what for. Started to see the error of my ways there a little bit. I suppose if I was a little nicer to it, might have more of an incentive to return. You haven't seen it, have you? Can't miss it. Big, furry, bloody thing with two big curly horns.
Try taking out
no.
its favorite food?
Well, I usually just throw it leftovers.
Might I suggest you forget about the goats? Go back the way we came. There's a sleeping dog on the road. You could take that
Well,
instead.
they like dogs, they bite. One thing's good
And-
about goats, they don't bite.
Don't they spit?
You're thinking of camels,
That's-
I think.
Camels, yeah.
Alpacas and
See, the beauty of a
And
goat
camels.
is
I'm a mushroom. I don't
Llamas.
know anything.
they have very coarse fur, which makes it easy to hold on to. And this particular goat has two lovely curled horns, of which I have a small set of reins that I have situated across it.
oh,
So it makes it very easy for me to ride.
adorable.
No,
How about
I
this?
don't ill-treat the creature that much.
Okay.
Not much. You
How-
shouldn't at all. Sorry,
Oh.
interrupting.
No, it's fine. How about this? You tell me the name of your goat, and based on whether I like it or not, we'll decide whether to help you.
Oh, that's
Oh,
an interesting parameter to.
I see. His name is Delicious Mushroom. Hello. Thing.
You
Oh.
don't have a name for it, do you?
It's a goat!
Oh,
Hey,
it's
you
not-
suffices.
I rather like delicious mushroom.
I tell you what I'll do.
Excuse me?
If you help me find it,
What?
I will let you name it. How does that sound?
No, that's not how this works.
Okay,
What does
if
it
you
matter
help me
what the
find it, I'll
name
give
is?
you some money. How does that
Well-
sound?
All right, Sherbert, it's like this. You see, if he actually gave a damn about the goats, he would have named it, which would have incentivized me to want to help him. But since he didn't name it, he doesn't really actually care about it, so why should we care on his behalf?
Because it is still his possession.
Oh,
All
So let
possession
him
should be
find
returned.
it.
And
Rickroll,
I'm
I
just
feel
a
like
small
this is-
little goblin in the middle of a very big, nasty, dangerous wood.
I feel like there's a very different side of you that I've gotten to know over the last couple days here.
What do you
Hey,
mean?
Gerbert, you should
Huh?
program post-conventional morality into this thing.
Both conventional morality. I don't know if that might be too advanced of a thought process for thee here.
Well, it'd be you programming, so would it be too advanced for you?
That is pretty tough. That would get more into the almost sentient sort of thing. That's not quite. We don't have quite a grasp on that yet. Anyways, Rickroll, you were saying?
Well, what is this different side of me? I don't understand what you mean by that when you talk to me about that.
I don't know. I thought that before you seemed like such an affable character. Now, that was a very cutthroat thing to say, I think.
I was not trying to be cutthroat. I was just merely stating a fact.
Well, wouldn't helping this gentleman make for a good story, make for a good poem or something?
Ah, but it's a story in spite of a dying girl that we've already been hired to help with.
It could be a sub story, a little vignette, perhaps.
What if we keep the goat?
Why don't we keep the goat? It's his
Because we
goat.
could come up with a better name than Charming Mushroom Person.
I think it was delicious mushroom.
You
Okay.
can come up with a name. I've told you. I'll let you name it, and I'll pay you. And at this point, he's kind of
For
moved
our
up
goat?
closer to Ashara.
Interesting.
He kind of like crouches down, almost like he's trying to get a little closer. He says, "You seem like a reasonable sort. After all, I mean, you wouldn't want me to have to walk everywhere, would you? I'm very small, and quite honestly, this forest scares me. And something little untoward was happening. I was going to the River Run outpost, but then when I got there, well, let's just say I decided it wasn't in my best interest to go there again today. I normally travel there about once a month. But, I decided that, my well-being might be best served delaying my visit. I don't really want to go home empty-handed. After all, it's an awful long way. And I know I should probably treat the goat a little better, but, well, truth be told, I'm rather fond of the dumb creature. If you help me find it, as I said, I'll let you give it a name, and I promise, from here on out, I will treat it with a little bit more kindness."
Thank you for calling me reasonable.
Well, you seem the sort. You seem a little, dare I say, more mature than the rest of them. And no offense. And, maybe you have a little bit more of a broad outlook on life.
I have many clips and quotes within me regarding the ocean, yes.
Oh, regarding the ocean. Well, I've never seen the ocean. I would love to hear about it sometime.
Sorry, my heart skipped a beat. You've never seen the ocean?
No,
Is that
not at
correct?
all.
Well, might I say, once we find this goat, you get on the
So we've
boat,
established you're
that's-
going to help me find the goat.
I
Fantastic.
think so.
Ah.
Why not, everyone? Everybody.
Right. Why not help someone in need? Everybody.
Let's find a goat and name it Mims.
Oh, I like
Mims is
that.
a lovely name. Oh,
my.
Mims would suit the goat, actually. Well, you wait
I
till you
like
see it.
Mims.
You'll understand exactly why I say that.
Wonderful.
It's gonna say Mims.
I would suggest we call the goat, but seeing as if we haven't actually
Mims.
established its...
Bib.
But it doesn't know it's called Mims yet, so it's not going to come to Mims, is it?
Try Mims the goat.
Oh, that's good.
Mims the goat.
Bib's a goat.
Mims a goat?
Come hither.
Anything?
Nothing.
Have you tried a goat mating call?
Oh, what could you please run goat mating call V 1.0, please?
Yes, loading.
Okay,
Loading.
It'll just take a second.
Loading.
Yep, just takes a minute. Hold on.
Loading.
Just hold on 1 second.
Sequence.
He's
End.
done supersonic.
Okay, I'm looking. Anything?
Never actually heard my goat make that sound, so quite possibly it's never mated.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did any of you guys hear any sounds?
I heard
coming
it.
from
It
Z?
cut out around,
Let's
like,
hear it
here
again,
on
Z.
the-
Let's hear it again. A little quieter.
I will do it at a lower volume.
Thank you. There it is. There it is.
3 screams usually does the trick, according to my journals.
Okay.
Well,
wonderful.
Okay then, I suppose. Do we all do it together, or should we all spread out a little bit? Try to cover more area.
Well, if that doesn't work for Z, then it's probably not going to work. We might need to send a search party to find it.
I see. Very well then. So, on the count of 3, shall we?
What? Oh.
Make
Try?
Yes,
Oh,
the
the mating call. Yes.
Oh.
the
Yes.
infamous mating call of the Himalayan mountain goat.
Sure. Yes.
Okay.
Let
Ready?
me get a sip of water first, please. My throat.
What's a Himalayan?
Well, it's what he kind of does. Himalayan around all the time when I'm not
Oh
riding
boy,
him.
there it is.
Oh.
There it
Ha.
is.
So,
Ha.
okay, so on the count of 3 then. When I say 3, well, I'll make the sound as loudly as we can together and hopefully attract this creature.
But not too loud, or you will cut out. And your family will wonder if you are okay in the next room.
Doors are opening. Okay. All right, he says, ready? 1, 2, 3. Maa! Maa!
Wow.
Hello, Raiders!
Welcome to the show. Let's
Tip top RP
didn't seem
here.
to work. Let's try it again, shall we?
Hello, new
1, 2, 3.
ringtone.
Come on. 1, 2, 3. Okay. This was whose idea?
I
believe-
think it might have been mine, maybe.
Yours,
Okay.
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Someone else.
It was Z1000.
No, someone else.
No.
Like posited
No,
it. though.
no, it was Ochara's idea to try a
Oh.
mating call.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
ran. I just ran.
No,
a
I
He ran the
don't.
program.
I thought I did.
I thought.
No,
I
because
don't-
Ochara
honestly,
was
I
like,
don't
I tried the mating call, and then Gerbert was like,
No one wants to take credit for this ingenious
No, I'm pretty
idea.
sure I said
Yeah,
it, but I
she
don't
did. I
remember
thought
if...
of food.
I had a feeling. I
yeah.
thought it was Z that kind of
I know it was Z.
suggested the
Oh,
idea.
sure. I, just
I
don't
think so
remember.
too, but I
Let's
couldn't
check.
remember if I was commanded to or not.
I think Z was commanded by Gerbert,
Yes.
who was
Yes.
inspired to
Okay.
inquire upon that
Yes.
because
Inspired to inquire.
So Z, you're going to make a presence check, but good news, everybody participated, so this is a group action. So
Hey.
everybody is going to make a presence check one at a time.
Okay.
If you succeed, you're going to give Z pluses. If you fail, you're going to give Z minuses. So let's go across the list. So Gerbert, go
Yes.
ahead and give me a presence roll, if you will.
Okay.
DC is 12.
And I do have a plus to presence, a +1.
Nice. So, yep. Add that.
So we'll roll that. Oh, I forgot to add it to the thing.
So 8,
Really?
9.
Ugh, yeesh. So 10 total.
Okay. So a total of 10. So that, and with
Helpful.
fear. So thank you for that fear.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I appreciate that. Very need a few fear from you guys.
No.
So I'll gain a fear, and that will technically not really help a whole lot. Let's have Harangue do a presence roll.
It's a 0. It's a 0, baby.
So it's a straight. But it's a solid
No.
success with fear.
Nice.
Fear, Gore.
Okay.
It's all right.
So,
You got a success.
That's a fear.
Yay, let's
Um,
do gore actions.
Okay.
But
Let's give Gore the ammunition.
actually on group rolls, it's only the actual one, the main roll, I think, that deters whether you gain anything. So it's okay. So there's no fear and hope on the minor rolls.
Oh, that's right.
Oshara.
Great. I'm adding a -1 to this.
That's another success with fear, so you're up to a +1 now, Z.
Okay.
And last but not least, Rick Roll.
I wonder how a mushroom imitates a goat.
I did not meet. Oh, okay, good. It did.
He did. So
I
that's a
thought I rolled
+2.
2 with fear too, but yeah.
Nice.
All right, so Z, you're going to make the actual roll, but because of the aid of your party, and I suppose I ought to roll for the goblin as well, since he did help.
That's right.
Did.
Hopefully it's helpful hope. And not
No,
helpful
okay.
help.
All right, not at all.
helpful.
So Z,
Okay.
give me a presence roll if you would.
Okay, and I also have a plus to that, so I'm going to add a total of +3 then,
Okay.
with all said and done. Okay.
Yep. Let's make it happen.
Buddy.
Ooh,
Booyah.
nice.
Okay, so
good.
Wow, what a roll.
Lovely.
Nicely done.
Lovely.
So you gain a hope because you did roll with
Yay.
hope.
Nice.
And strangely enough, rustling in the bushes to the north, you hear strange movements. And poking its way towards you, you suddenly see a large goat emerge and appear with a rather devilish look in its eye. I've never seen him look that way before. It's kind of like lurking around
Oh no.
and then feeling rather confused because he doesn't actually know what he's supposed to mate with. But apparently it was a very good mating call. With that, Wiggs slowly but surely goes up and grabs hold of the reins. He goes, "Oh, thank heavens, thank the Lord, thank the gods! I'm so grateful. So, Mims it is then. Your name is Mims from now on. Do you like that?" I'm going to take that as a yes.
They didn't kick you
Hold on a moment. There we go.
or ram
And he
you?
scrambles up on top.
Bar-ram you?
He says, "Well, that's awfully kind of you. I quite honestly don't believe that worked. I remember that for the future. The mating call of the goat, that's the way to get him to come back. Oh, I think I also said I'd pay you, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Okay, here you go." And he flips each of you a gold coin.
Oh,
And seeing as you were so helpful, I suppose I ought to tell you something.
yeah.
Well, I mentioned to your venerable Galapagos friend there that I was heading to River Run Outpost. I don't know if I'd go there if I were you. Is that where you're heading?
Yes, actually it is.
Well, that would make sense, considering that's where the other end of this path is. Well, I go there about once a month to trade with the river folk. It's a small little outpost, only 3 or 4 buildings. But it's always lively, and people are always coming and going, and boats are there, and they're mending nets and fishing off the banks. Well, as I got a bit closer, I didn't hear any of those noises. All seemed remarkably quiet. And, Mims seemed to be a little agitated. Well, as a single lone goblin roaming around, I tend to survive by listening to my gut, and my gut told me things were not all as they seem. probably a little untowards and unsafe. So I decided I'd go home and come back in a week or so. If you're going to go there, you might just want to be careful, that's all. Might be nothing. But, as I said, my gut is fairly wrong. After all, it told me that you could probably help me, and you did!
Quite kind of you to tell us.
Yes, it's a great place to get fresh fish from the fishermen that frequent there.
Perfect. We could use a nice fresh catch.
Well, as I said, just be cautious because it seems a little strange. Everything goes just so quiet and so just not as it usually is.
There some kind of back route so we can suss out the situation.
Well, I mean, you can always hack your way through the bushes and pick your way through the trees if you want to, but one way or the other, you're going to come up on it. It's a couple of buildings on one side of the river, another on the other side. You're either going to come up it from one to the left or the right, or from behind it. So I don't think there's much of a... In fact, truth be told, probably better coming up from behind because the path, as you can see, is somewhat obscured. Whereas if you come from the left or the right, you'll probably have to kind of get wet to do it because that's the Lucent River there, you see. Runs right along it.
Perfect.
Well,
I didn't then.
you've done me a solid. And, if you ever need anything, and you happen to run into me again, because I don't really have any way of letting you communicate with me other than just by hap chance, but just remember my name is Wiggs, and I am a merchant of sorts. Good day.
Good day, Wig. Thank you.
Come on, Mims. Excuse me. Mind out. There we go. 1 second. Sorry. There. Thank you.
All right. Bye, Bibs.
And Mims and Wiggs make a fairly quick, hasty retreat back down the way you guys have just come.
Sherbert,
Yeah.
when he said he's a merchant of sorts, what sorts did he have? I didn't see anything on his person.
Well, he could have been hiding spices in his coat, or perhaps some sort of silk. I don't know how big of an inventory they have. Sometimes they travel light, depending. He could have been a time dial salesman. You know, the ones that open their coats, and that's what they service and procure for that sort of thing. So we don't know quite what he sold. Maybe he sells in information. Maybe he sells in poetry or artistry, much like yourself.
I think he was probably an information broker.
Could be different. Exactly. Tidbits and there's like a concierge of the land.
I see. I've just never heard the term of sorts before. I thought maybe that was something you guys would better understand.
I believe I've been standing on an ant pile.
Oh, are you quite all right?
What's the
Get out of the way.
Are you gonna eat
And do a
that?
little dance. Oh, it's all itchy. I'm all itchy. Let's go.
Okay. Well,
No one
again,
else is gonna eat it.
lead the way, I guess.
Oh,
Alrighty.
okay.
So you guys are going to kind of continue to pick your way along the path up to the northwest. And eventually you will start to hear the faint, distant trickling of running water, indicating that you must indeed be kind of getting close to the Lucent River. There we go. Okay. The River Run outpost is no more than 3 wooden buildings, all of which are no architectural masterpiece. 2 are on this side of the river, and a single building with a wooden loading deck sits on the other northern side. You can also see a stone dock wall has been constructed on the southern side. A thick rope is attached to one of the southernmost buildings, and the other end is attached to the northernmost building. It is at roof level and crosses over the river. As you kind of approach, much as Wiggs had mentioned, all seems rather quiet, save for the sounds of the running river, the Lucent. Alrighty. And you guys are going to kind of emerge through the pathway. Kind of up here. Alright, what do you guys want to do? Is there any particular way you want to approach? At the moment, you're far enough back to where this is just kind of what you're seeing ahead of you. I haven't assumed that you've wandered up into there at this point.
It all seems kind of dead.
It really does. And by now, it's kind of getting late afternoon.
Check out inside of building, see if anyone's in there.
Okay. You all just kind of want to wander up into the encampment area here, or is one of you going to volunteer to take some sort of scouting?
That would normally be Orang, wouldn't it?
So what I'm going to do is...
Probably.
Orang has a background in...
I'm going to kind of put you guys here, but, you know, you're not necessarily that
piracy
close.
in jail, so, you know, this seems kind of like his thing.
Yeah, sneaking around.
Okay. Alrighty. So Harang, you say you want to kind of like try to scout ahead a little bit into the...
Mm-hmm.
Alright, give me
like
give me an instinct roll, please.
And that one is +1.
And you'll be doing that with the duality dice.
Don't forget my +1.
Indeed.
Oh, not very great.
Okay, that's
That's
8.
kinda bad.
So that's a failure.
9 total,
But
probably still
failed with hope. So nothing bad happens, but you don't actually really discern anything. So where are you? There you are. Alright, so you kind of like make your way up, we'll say between these two buildings here. Once you're there, you can kind of see the river. You can see the kind of like little concrete stone wall that has been assembled. It looks like it's actually pretty well architectured too. There's like a little pathway on top of it to make it easy for people to wander along that area. But again, not a sight nor sound can be seen or heard anywhere around this little area.
I imagine you all see him sneaking up very quietly low to the ground, his little tail flicking around, and then he just kind of looks around for a minute, and then he just turns back to the whole group and just goes...
Thank you for the reset, CD.
Oh, so that's our cue then to go walk up.
I don't see anything. What the what?
Alright, yeah, so you can move your tokens up to where you think you want to kind of stop and stand.
Walk up this way.
Okay. You also make your way between the two rough wooden structures.
Yeah, I'd be following behind
Okay, so you're all
Can I
kind of like...
see through?
Oshara
it?
here.
Are there any windows on this side of the building?
So
You are right.
this place does have shutters. Like the windows there's no glass. They're just basically open squares, and there's shutters from the inside closed up. They're not brilliantly architectured though, so with a little bit of a squint, you might be able to kind of like peer through the cracks a little.
I'm going to attempt that. I'm going to try to peer through or open the shutter. It's probably on the other side, but
How would you open the shutter from this side?
Well, you said there's a little crack. I imagine there's a latch. So if I take my rapier and stick it in and
Okay,
go
so you
up,
want to like slide it into the ill-fitting
crack.
and
Yeah.
try to flick it up. Okay, sounds good to me. Yeah, that would be a finesse roll.
Okay. Well, that's just a straight roll for
So
me.
we're going to use the duality dice and make a finesse roll. Yeah.
Well,
Well, it's a 16 with
With
fear, so I
finesse.
gain a fear. So here's what happens. So if you guys are watching, the duality dice, basically it's 2d12s. The darker, more sinister-looking one represents fear. The white one represents hope. Anytime they roll, there's potentially 4 outcomes. There is success if it's above the difficulty. If they succeed with hope, they gain a hope, and something good happens, and they get what they want. If they succeed with fear, they get what they want, but sometimes there's a little negative, or as the game master, I can gain a fear, which is a currency I can use later in the narrative. They can fail with hope, which means they don't get what they want, but nothing bad happens. Or they can fail with fear, which means not only do they not get what they want, but generally there's some kind of MacGuffin goes along with it. So you succeeded with fear. So you flick the rapier up in the air, and the good news is it does indeed catch a very simple latch mechanism. As soon as it does, they both kind of like lean inward slightly because, again, they were kind of stressed to keep them shut. However, upon that happening, you are aware that there are, in fact, some individuals inside the building. They were all like crouched down low and seemingly trying to be quiet. While you did successfully see them, you have now alerted them to your presence. And one of them screams, "The jig's up!" And immediately, several of them, and let me grab you, as soon as you're now looking inside this particular building.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. Ooh. That was awesome, Gore. That's so cool.
Uh-oh.
Okay, there are 4 individuals inside that room. As soon as that, they all start funneling towards the doorway. So, how do you want to react to that, Rickroll? What occurs?
I'm gonna like with my mushroomy face in the shuttered window. I'm just gonna shout, "What jig? We just want to buy a boat. We chartered up the river.
Okay.
What are you doing? Is it a birthday party? What's going on here?"
What is it, a birthday party?
Happy birthday!
Wait! What jig are we? What jig is up?
Happy birthday.
What jig are we jigging?
What jig? Who's being jigged?
Okay.
Happy birthday.
We've been
to
jigged, boys.
you.
What the what?
The make note. Work
All right.
Work on birthday song.
With that,
Change the song.
Thank you, V.
I'm gonna get who's up close and front.
Happy
Hurrang! If you will, give me an instincts check.
Okay. It's the same one as before. You have a +1, huh?
Yep.
I double check because, you know, new boy. Ooh, yucky.
Well, 12 is a
Have a
success
fear, Gore.
with a
Have
fear.
a beer.
So again, you succeed.
To fear Monday, to fear Monday.
New song.
Okay, so the good news is you hear a door get kicked open to your left.
Good news.
It sounds
I'm
like
hearing
the
it's
building that is directly behind you also has some life and activity. But the bad news is, once again, by the time you hear it, there are individuals flowing out.
And this is when we experiment with how much it actually takes to kill a player in Daggerheart.
Alrighty.
Guys, I'm gonna be level with you here. I'm really good at dealing damage. I'm really bad at taking damage.
Jesus.
Okay.
There was hella
So
people.
you will,
Wow.
even those of you that can't hear, are aware of lots of moving and rustling and rabble rousing as various different individuals come funneling out of both buildings. Some to your left, some to your right. So, what do you guys want to do?
Backing the hell up.
So,
It's
yeah.
nobody's birthday.
Action tracker currently sits at 0. I am currently at a grand total of 4 fear. So this is where you guys, if you haven't seen it before, this is how you guys get to kind of fathom out the strange and interesting combat systems that this uses. Alright.
Slayer dice.
So yeah, what's everybody doing? You basically have, they've got to get out of the building and to where you are so you can position yourselves. As I said, there are shutters. This shutter here is open. They've got a couple on the front as well. The shutters are big enough for probably any of you except for Z1000 and Rickroll to kind of dive through. It might be a tight fit for Ashara's shell, but Ashara has other ways to get through things. But Z is just too big and too clanky and muscly to be able to fit through. And I don't know how pliable your shroomy fungal layers are, but the wooden armor probably is not very pliable. So I guess, Harang, you can tell me what you're going to do first, seeing as you're closest to him.
Yeah, my instincts are telling me, in my experience with being a pirate and getting in fights with people, is the best way to survive is not do it. So I'm gonna back the hell up.
Okay.
And just kind of get in with the group.
All right. So you're just going to kind of like meld back into the center of your
But then
friends.
seeing an opportunity around me, I'd like to try and climb up the side of the building, maybe get a vantage point.
That will be a agility roll. And again, you've got experiences. I would say your experience of the pirate times might apply here if you want to spend a hope to buy it.
Spend a hope to actually get up there, if it works, and then I get a +2 on that. So here they
You're also a
go.
tad quiet on the mic, I think.
Oh, sorry, I did turn it down a little bit earlier to avoid clipping. I'm gonna try compressing this way. Is that better?
Go a little bit more.
A little bit more. Let me go to OBS and do it from there. See if that helps better. Cause I am like, oh yeah, no, there I'm at like.
There you go, much better.
Yeah,
That sounds good.
Okay, I was trying to avoid peaking too high because it kept clipping last time, and I get terribly excited. Oh goodness.
What did you roll those for?
Huh? What?
Oh, so the
Did I do
experience.
something wrong?
So you're using your experience.
Yeah.
Okay, so that gives you either a +1 or a +2.
Oh, whoops! I already have a +2 to it. So what does that? I guess I'm confused as to what the +1
It would add
or
another
+2 is then.
+2.
Okay.
So you'd have
So-
+4 if you use the hope, yeah.
Okay.
So duality dice
Okay,
is
so
normal,
I need to get rid of that dice there, yeah.
but with +4. The
confusing
only
to me.
reason you need the second one is if you're rolling with advantage or disadvantage.
Okay, I thought it gives advantage. I was
Yeah,
confused.
no,
okay.
no.
Well, then here's that version of it, because I'm confused. Oh, goodness.
So, well, what did you? Let's see. You rolled. Well, I
We're
can't
much
see.
bigger numbers prior.
Yeah, it
Well, you
doesn't.
got your hope back, but
Yeah, it doesn't show me.
it was a 4 hope to.
Okay, yeah.
your
So,
+4.
all right. Well, yeah, you get a hope, but so struggling to kind of clamber up the side. This building is so plain and boring that there's really nothing to give you much purchase to climb on. Plus, it's where it's been right near the river. It's kind of like gotten some kind of
Oh, like the
moss
wood's
and
all
stuff on it.
soft. Yeah,
so
that's
it's
awful.
really hard to kind of get any grip with just your little monkey fingers.
Can I turn to Clank and request protocol throw monkey on roof?
You could certainly do that if Clank would like to participate.
Excuse me, Mr. Z1000.
Yes. Monkey man.
Could you possibly throw me on the roof real quick?
Calculating. Calculating.
Please try.
So basically, that would be the equivalent of, well, it really depends. There's a couple of options you have here. You could literally have Z hurl you up there, which won't really be you climbing at that point. It'll be you flying through the air and maybe successfully landing and staying up there or not. Or you can just have Z lend a hand, as it were. Which means that you're basically getting helped on an action.
That'd probably work better. That version of it. I just like the narrative idea of being chucked.
Right, okay. So basically, you can spend a hope to help an ally who is about to make an action.
Okay.
So Z pretty much just explains how he helps you. And then you will roll both hope dice, because now you have advantage, and you'll pick which hope you want.
Okay. And then
Okay.
I expend a hope, is that correct? Okay.
Okay, so now basically, Hurang gets to do it again, but this time with advantage, courtesy of the fact that... So how are you actually helping him?
So I have go-go gadget arms.
Okay.
Get onto my shoulders.
And then I will push up, and they just, like an accordion, they just keep going, and they don't stop.
All right, so you're going to
Go gadget.
Yeah, they kind of rickety, like, lift up. Almost like you imagine there should be a crank there, like a jack to, like, do it, but it's operating on
Okay.
my own.
Okay, so that'll be basically
Crank the
Z's
crank.
action is shoving you up there.
Okay.
So you can make a dice roll. As I said, this time you would have it
With the advantage.
So you roll. Now you would roll the two
the
hope
two
dice.
hope dice, the
and pick
one
the best
not
one.
hope die, and then I have the +2 agility still, or
You still have your agility. Yes.
okay. Let's try that. Oh, I'll take the 12, please.
Okay. So that is a success with hope. So you gain a hope.
Nice.
Yay.
And yes, you will now be conveniently propped up on the roof. I'm going to put you there for now. You're not in it, you're on it. We know that. We know what Z did. So what is Gerbert going to do? Obviously,
So-
Z is over here helping you up the tree.
Yeah, so it seems like everyone's moving to attack formation, yeah?
Ish.
It's entirely probable.
Yeah. I'm gonna kind of grab my staff, and as Z's loading it up, like, the threat level detection?
Threat level 8.
And I'm going to, as I back away and to get behind Z in that kind of an arc here, I'm going to stick my staff into one of the shutters that I can see through. and I'm going to take a shot at the guy I can see right in front of me here.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And this is a... So in Daggerheart, you have different types of NPCs or adversaries. You have leaders, you have bruisers, you have minions, you have hordes, and these are basically these dudes here. They are classified as minions, which means things work a little bit differently where they're concerned. So go ahead you're making your like range blasty attack, or are you casting a spell? You said you're using a staff, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what happens?
And that is and I want to make sure I get this right. Okay, what's it under?
Primary weapon.
Okay. Primary weapon is my great staff. It is a d6 damage dice, magic, powerful. So I roll 1 extra damage dice and drop the lowest.
Yep.
And that is, I think it's 300 feet, so I'm well within range of that.
Oh, yeah. Wait, not a problem at all.
So that's going to be my roll. So I just rolled
And is it a D8?
D6 damage dice.
D6, okay.
Yes.
And whatever this attribute that it uses, if you have any pluses in that attribute, you apply those as well.
Yes, I do. It is knowledge.
Okay.
And so I add a +2 to that.
And I forgot to... We should actually be at 2 actions right now. Okay.
So that's a straight duality dice, correct?
Duality dice to hit. Difficulty is 10. They're not hard
Difficulty is 10. Okay, and this was with a +2.
And then if
Can
you hit...
I just add it twice? Oh, I can. Good.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Rolling.
Okay.
13.
That's a solid hit with hope, so you gain a hope.
Nice.
Action token goes up by 1 to 3. And roll your damage.
I'm rolling 2 d6s. I'll take the highest, so 1 and 2.
So you're going to take the 3.
I'll take the 3, I guess.
Okay.
And that's really all I can do. I'm kind of backing up behind Z.
Okay,
since I know he's gonna be
you blast this guy. He is going to be obliterated by that. What are you going to do?
Oh no!
He's dying.
I'm going to say like
what happens to him?
He just takes like a fire bolt, kind of a projectile straight to the chest, and as it blasts him backwards, it sears, burns into his chest as he falls back against the wall. And Gerbert's gonna be like, "Oh, sorry!" as he backs up. Not quite sure what just happened. I think he's gonna have to come to terms with that later. But again, retreating a bit back behind Z to get into his sort of defense area.
Okay. And the only person that has not... Oh, how did we... Oh, hang on. Someone must have dropped.
Jane dropped for a second.
dropped.
Jane
Okay.
dropped.
Let me
Jane
fix
dropped.
you, because you're...
Jane dropped.
Jane
dropped,
gotta
falling on
Jane.
my head at the same time.
1 second.
The same time. Shirtless, sleeveless, sleeveless,
There you go.
Shirtless,
Sleeveless.
sleeveless, sleeveless.
Club, that's what it is.
All right, there you go. You're back where you need to be.
All right.
No sleep.
Okay, so Ashara and Rickroll, you guys haven't told me how
I
you want to
retreat
act.
backwards to right here, and then you just see go. And
Okay.
again, I just retreat into my shell, and that's all you see for
Oh,
now.
here we go again.
All right, and Rickroll, what is he doing?
I am going to use the open shutter to use an action, spend a hope to shoot 1 arcane barrage at this guy through the shutter.
Okay.
I don't have to roll to hit because like magic missile, it's
Yep.
just a d6 damage because I'm only using 1 note. But it is an action. So another 3. So
All right. Yeah. So what is your magic?
So
look like? What happens?
I basically say, the jig is up for you, and the words just fly out of my mouth in like a wave and crashes into his head,
Okay.
kind of burst his brains. You know,
So
from
kind of like
within.
the magical energies take on a force of their own.
Takes on
and
words,
look
literal
like words, and then the words like slam
you.
into this guy. Okay. Yeah. He is
like
thrown to
that.
the ground by that. Okay. So
like that.
in Daggerheart, there is no initiative. Basically, the players can do what they want until either they decide they're all done acting, and more than one person can go multiple times, or they can roll a fear. And if they roll with fear, then the dice flips over to me, and I get to use the action tokens that they have put up, and I can also use fear tokens to do special things. So as of yet, this is just, my dudes are just they're all flowing out of the buildings and stuff like that. That's all that's happening. They're not making any active actions. So any one of you guys that wants to do something now can choose to do so. Bear in mind that Hurang is actually on the roof of this building.
Well, Gerbert retreated back kind of to the. Gora, are there open doors to these shutters? To this
there are a
too?
couple of shutters. Yeah, I mean, all the shutters. There's basically 2 shutters on the front, 2 on the back of these buildings, and they're pretty much the same. They're all kind of like just closed and latched. They all fit with different degrees of soundness, I guess, but none of them fit snugly enough to where you couldn't get something between them to flick up the latch.
Okay, I'm gonna almost like jitterly, like be like, do I do it? Do I do it again? To everybody around me.
From into the skelly here, yes!
Yes,
okay.
human. Shoot again.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to this door now and kind of flick open one of the shutters to see what I can see.
All right, so you will see, as they're all funneling out, several more of these kind of guys in this real simple kind of livery, almost like a really basic uniform, but not. However, at the back of them is a very large and kind of muscled, yet in a kind of mature way. Imagine, if you will, you've seen, I can't remember the actor's name, but you've seen the movie Avatar.
Yes.
Remember the general that was...
Oh, the gruff guy, yeah.
So he's kind of an older man, but still incredibly good shape for his age. And that's kind of what this guy looks like. He's got kind of graying hair, tufts of gray hair, dark tanned, kind of green tintish skin, enough to let you know that this is an orc. And he is like, "Get out there! Go on, quickly! Get out there!" And barking orders, and they seem terrified, and they're funneling out the door as quickly as they possibly can.
Okay, so I can see this kind of bigger guy. So I'm gonna grab my staff and steal my stealth for a moment. Be like, okay, Gerbert, let's give him the big guns. And I'm gonna do a little flourish. And this time, as I cast a spell, I'm gonna use a splendor spell.
Okay.
Which is like it uses a hope, and it's kind of a beefed up spell. It's called Bolt Beacon.
Oh yes.
Yes, it has a far range on it. So on a hit, I spend a hope item, die or number, or whatever. Spend a hope to send a bolt 1d8 of magical damage, and if I hit the creature glows bright and becomes vulnerable.
Correct.
So that's what I'm going to try to do here.
Okie dokie.
Fairy fire that does damage. I love that.
Basically, yeah.
It basically is exactly that. Yeah, it's and that is the which one? What is that one called?
That is called Bolt Beacon.
Bolt Beacon. That's
Yes.
BB.
it. And let's see here. Alrighty. Yeah. So to hit this guy, if you need it to hit roll,
I do.
DC is 14.
Ooh. Okay. So that is a duality dice plus 2 for my powerful. Ooh!
16 solid,
with
so
fear.
it is a hit, but it is with fear.
With fear, but I do hit.
He will get success, but I'll pick up a fear.
Okay. So I will lose one of my hopes here. And then it is a d8 of damage, and I again roll 2 and take the highest. So a 3. Oh, no. 1 and a... Oh, my lord, my damage rolls.
Okay.
That's
so,
okay.
uh,
The vulnerables. What?
Do we add our trait to the damage too?
If it is like your spellcasting trait, yes. No, not to the
okay.
damage.
Not to
No,
the,
not
to the roll.
not to the damage.
No,
just
no.
the roll.
To the roll.
Okay.
Yeah, mine is. Mine's a
Okay, just
knowledge
making sure.
trait.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I added the 2. So that's gonna be 2 damage, Gore. But more importantly,
You
he
do
glows-
for like melee and stuff like that. You do. If it's like strength. Oh,
Yes.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. That's it. So,
So he takes
2 damage.
2 damage, but he is
but he
now
glows bright and is now vulnerable.
right. Yep. Temporarily vulnerable. Okay. His minor threshold. So he will take a wound. Because you beat his minor threshold, but that's all you managed to beat with the damage. So
That's fine.
That's okay.
There's more to make him vulnerable. 'Cause
That's
he's
it.
already touched
And because of that and your fear, things switch over, and now my minions are going to get to do their thing. Okay, so the first thing is with minions, you activate minions, but they activate together. So we are going to spend 1 action, and I'm going to activate these guys. And they are all going to use their full movement to rush round the side of the building here. And they kind of all come in together and kind of all act together. So they're going to be there. And let's see. So we'll say from the door. 20. Yep, so that's all they're going to get to do there. I'm going to spend another action token, so that'll be bringing that down to 3. And we're going to do the same with this group. And we're going to hurl them all into the fray here. And then we'll rearrange those a little bit as they're all kind of clustered. I'm going to move you just a fraction so I can get them all in here. And then I'm going to use 2 more of the actions to have both of them groups make an attack. So that puts me down to 1. Alright, so the minions, the first group of minions, the sellswords, are all going to attack Rick Roll.
Why?
Okay, what is your evasion, Rick?
80.
I think that's a lie of sorts.
It's 9. It's only 9.
Okay. Well, the good news is they have no attack modifier or bonuses, so it's a straight-up dice roll. And they either all succeed or they all fail. So let's see. 9. It's a success. Okay. In that case, so basically they all swarm you together and start clubbing you repeatedly as you're like, ow, ow, get off.
Ow!
This is awful.
Sheesh.
What the? Alright.
And basically, let's see. So, attack action, there we are, choose targets. Okay, 4 physical damage each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, so 16. So compare that to your damage thresholds and take damage or reduce with armor.
Shit, what's my...
So what is your damage
So
thresholds?
I'd have to burn 2 armor uses to bring it below severe.
So severe means you will take 3 points of damage.
Yeah, so my severe threshold's 12, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to... And your armor is only
You said
worth...
16.
Yep, and your armor is worth, what, 2 or 3?
It's just 3, so I'd have to burn 2.
Yes,
only take
because
2.
if you burned 1 armor, it would only bring you down to 13, which would still be above. So yes, if you want to burn... You'd have to burn 2 armor uses to get it down to only... to where you take 2 points of damage.
I am going to do that
Okay.
because, ow. Ow. Yeah. All right. So take 2 wounds.
Okay.
Right back to where we are when we started.
All right. And then the other group, they're basically waylaying poor old Z. So what is Z's evasion?
My evasion? Where would I find that?
On the left-hand side, where all your things are, one of them will say evasion.
Oh, there it is. Sorry. 5?
5, okay. Yeah, because you're big and big and slow and metal, so you're not hard to hit. All right, straight up D20 roll. They will hit you.
Great.
And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them.
Cool.
So that is 6 times 4. That is 24 total
Okay.
damage.
So that would be over severe.
So you would take 3 hit points unless you can reduce it down enough to make it not a thing.
Okay. I can mark stress instead of taking armor.
Is that a ability that you have as a guardian?
Yeah, the stalwart.
Stalwart? Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good class.
Okay. So sorry, how many did I take again?
24.
Ugh.
So for each, so you can mark a stress to not burn an armor slot
Yes.
with Stalwart. So if you do that, your armor is 4. So that would bring it down to 20 with 1 stress marked off.
Okay. Then I'll do that, I guess.
You can still burn armor as well, don't forget. You don't... So what is your severe threshold?
Severe is 20.
So that'll bring it down to 20. So you need to bring it down 1 more somehow. Which means you're either going to take... if you use 1 use of armor, you'll bring it down out of severe and into the next stage down. So they'll only hit you for 2.
Then I'll do that. So then just the one.
Okay, so you
armor
mark off
use.
1 stress and 1
One
armor
use.
use,
Okay.
and you will take 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
Two wounds.
And I put
Twins.
that under
Burns.
hit points.
Twins.
Two wounds.
Wounds. And did, just to double check, I want to make sure. So your minor thresholds. So what do you have? You should have 3.
3, 11, 20.
Okay, yeah, good. So we did add the extra 2 from Stalwart because that added 2.
I
to
assumed,
those.
yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to double check and make sure they were added.
Okay, so my wounds go into hit points, right?
Yes, you take 2 hit
Okay,
points.
gotcha. Just make sure I.
And
the right
bear in
terminology.
mind, you can mark 2 stress. I mean, you can mark as many stress as you want. Each stress reduces the damage equal to whatever your armor score is. So if you don't want to take wounds, you could burn more stress or more armor.
Maybe I'll
It's not
take-
just 1. You can do it as many. I mean, that's the whole point of Stalwart. Is
Yeah, I
basically
think-
you get a shit ton of armor.
Okay, I'm gonna take another armor use
Okay.
then, and another stress then,
All right, which will
instead of
bring it
touching
down
my
by
hit
a
points.
further 8 points, and that makes it just a minor, right? So you just take 1.
Yeah.
Okay, smart move. So yeah, you only take 1. So basically, these guys all swarm around you, and all you guys can hear is this horrendous sound, like a 3-year-old in the kitchen playing with his mother's pots and pans with spoons, just going bong 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 bong, and they're all like beating on this ginormous metal suit of armor, and he's just kind of like looking at them with like, this is a futile waste of your time. Okay, so what I'm also going to do, and I'm going to do this primarily because I want to show all the mechanics. So one of the things I can do is I can burn a fear to buy 2 action tokens to the action tracker. So I'm going to do that, making it 3. And then
I thought it was 2 to 1 the other way.
Sorry?
No, I thought it was 2 to 1 the other way.
I can take 2 action to make a fear as well.
Oh, okay.
You can do it either way, basically. But it is a 2 to 1 penalty sort of thing. Fear is worth more than actions. So, and then what we're going to do is we're going to use 1 of those to get this guy to kind of come running around here, and he is going to stop right on the corner of this building. And I'm going to put this back over here, seeing as now no one's inside it, so it doesn't matter. And now we can see you up on the roof. And I'm going to throw it back narratively to you guys. So yeah, all these cell swords, all of his minions come charging in, brutally just start attacking you. He's at the back, screaming loudly, "Kill him! Kill them all! Whatever they've got, it's mine!" And yeah, back over to you guys.
Not
Okay.
exactly like a friendly guy.
Not exactly. After I hear "kill 'em all," that's when again Ashara pops out. Not an alligator this time. Still a turtle, but suddenly I catch flames, and I'm just like a flaming turtle now.
Flaming turtle.
So, Ashara, I have
Yay.
to ask. I don't know if you've explained this, but like, do you have to like burn a turn in your shell in order to transform into something, or
No.
is that
It's
okay?
just
That's
how-
just something she does. Okay.
It's how
That's what
it's
I
how the
do.
turtle does
That's fine.
things.
I just didn't know if that was like something that you had to like activate.
No.
There's like a little
I just
TED
think
talk
it's
on
fun.
the inside.
Right?
It just
So yeah,
helps.
I'm hyping myself up.
I know, I love it. I just didn't know.
And yes, so if you're wondering what that is, it's called Warden of the Elements.
Yes.
Basically, I could turn into the embodiment of a elemental spirit.
Yep.
So I picked fire, so presumably when an enemy will in melee deals damage to me, they will take 1d10 magic damage. So yeah, I'm engulfed in flames, and I come over here and I attack one of them and say, "Come at me!" Oh, sorry, that's
Come at
Come
me.
at me.
Wait,
at
what
me,
did
bro.
she? Oh, I thought she said I thought you said combat me. I was like, that is a
Combat
great.
me. God,
That is a great war
Come
cry.
back to me.
that's not what it is.
That's not what
Now
it is.
Combat
Yeah.
me.
Combat me.
And that will basically last until and what physical form did you take?
I'm still a turtle.
Okay, so you're a flame. Oh, that's right. You did
We're
say
just on
flaming turtle.
fire.
Yeah.
Just so you know, that does overlap with beast form.
I saw.
So you can be a flaming version of whatever
Oh.
beast you might want to be as well, which is badass. Okay, yeah, so any enemy that deals melee damage to you in melee range will take a d10 fire damage. So that's pretty cool.
Okay, and I will hit them with my hit one, bop it on the head.
Okay.
Combat me.
All right.
Um,
Okie dokie. Yeah, so you're attacking one of the minions, you say?
yes.
DC is 10. So you just need to roll a higher than a 10. You strike one of these fellows.
Do I add?
You should be adding whatever
I forgot
your...
which one I add.
What does your staff say?
Just see the damage dice.
It should say under your weapon.
What trait it is.
Yeah, what trait it uses.
Oh, trait instinct. Oh, sorry, +2.
Oh, there you go. So that made that 9 and 11, but it was with fear, I believe. But that's okay. Sometimes it's better to hit.
Yep.
So go ahead and roll your normal. Is a short staff, right?
It's 1d8 plus 1.
D8 plus 1, yep. A 3.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that will
Damage rolls.
kill
Seriously.
a minion,
Okay.
not a turtle. Not a clank, a minion. There we go. All right, yep. So you rush over and bam! You wrap one really solidly with your staff, and he will instantly crumble underneath the solidity of the blow. But with fear. So in that case, it flicks over to me. So now, you guys have we have an interesting scenario here. This dude would love to get in the mix, but right now he can't because minions are totally and utterly blocking his path.
Do we not get to do anything else, Gore? Or is that
No, 'cause it hit
No,
fear, so
well,
he can
she
switch
rolled
back.
with
the
fear,
fear.
so it flips
Okay.
back over to
Yeah.
me for now.
Gotcha. Okay.
But
Dang it, Jane.
Jane.
Attack me! Combat me!
Combat me.
Combat me.
Combat me!
We don't
It's
actually
worth
want them
it.
to combat us.
It's
though.
worth it for
We want to
combat.
combat
me.
them.
Worth it.
An
I do want them.
old man
I do want
bursts
them to
into
hit.
flames and goes,
okay, so
combat me!
well, let me double check something actually, real quick. Just close that. I didn't mean to close that. Sorry, 1 second. Let me open it back up again. Okay, give me just a second here. Let's see. Just one thing I want to double check. And I apologize for having to do this, but I'm still fairly new to this system as well, so...
Right.
I'm apologizing more to chat because it's, dead air. So sing us a song.
Daggerheart.
Dagger of my heart.
Dagger
is
of
the
my
dagger
heart.
of my soul.
Oh.
And the hope that lives within.
Daggerheart.
Love
Sounds like a
it.
Bond movie song.
It does sound
It
like
really
fun,
does.
yeah.
It really does.
We're gonna have
Just
to
get
we're gonna
Adele
have
to
to
sing
do
it.
that, yeah.
Yeah, I need Adele or Billie Eilish to sing it.
Right?
We'll have a hit. We'll have a Grammy-winning song.
Totally could be. Totally could be.
Not with the melody we gave it.
I don't know. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Dagger of my heart.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's a Bond song.
Now, if you could just sing it like an old turtle.
Dagger
That's them in the booth.
Yeah, cough a little bit. That'd be great.
Here we are.
You won't get very far with a dagger heart. You know, that's a Bond song right there.
Pretty good.
Here we are. Right, I found the section
Oh,
I
it's
meant.
perfect. Never mind, it's perfect.
Thank you. I think so.
Okay, yes, I was right. Add 2 tokens. Spend a fear to add 2 tokens to the action tracker. Wanted to make sure that that was indeed correct. I am going to do that again. I'm going to burn a fear because you're being very kind to me and giving them to me. But I'm going to immediately use both those actions. And we're going to do this again.
No.
However, this time the minions are going to be divided up between the clank and the turtle. So we've got
It's my favorite book as a kid.
3 apiece, right? And fortunately, the fungus dude still has 4.
Turtle.
So,
Favorite Aesop's fable.
all right. So we're going to start off. So the ones that are swarming are fungal friend.
God.
Fucking hell, man.
is an 8. What is your evasion?
Oh, that misses. It's having
Okay.
9.
Hey!
So
Hey!
this time they all
Sleeveless
kind
bitches!
of come. So they come running in. Their weapons are raised, but then, right as they're about to strike, suddenly you're kind of aware from your peripherals that the area just got a little bit lighter. And they're distracted by the sudden sight of a venerable old turtle jumping up and going.
Combat me.
Like it's as if he's covered himself with accelerant and just goes up in flames, right? So they're all like about to hit you, and then seemingly distracted by this. It's more of a real half-assed attempt, and very easily you're able to kind of like pull your body clear, and not a single blow lands. 3 of them on the other group are going to attack our clank. They will hit.
Great.
3 of them is a total of 12 damage.
Okay.
So not so hard for you to burn that down if you see fit.
Okay.
In fact, if you just burn 1 stress or 1 armor, you'll just take a single wound.
Yeah, I will do the 1 stress, 1 armor.
All right. And because they don't know any better, and they're terrified of whoever the orc is, the other 3 that are remaining are swinging at the venerable old flame boy, and they will miss. I feel sure. I think you have an evasion higher than 4, don't you?
I do.
Okay. So they don't hit. Seeing all of that, I'm going to spend 1 more action to allow this guy to kind of move up here, ready. He's like, get out of the way! Like, seeing them, like, fumble around and have no real effort. Why did I ever hire you, idiots? You're pathetic, you're useless. And with that, back to you.
I would like to thin the herd that's attacking me. 'Cause
Okay.
I can't last much longer. I'm going to use my rapier and attack this guy. It does have a feature called Quick. If I mark a stress, I can attack an additional target in range.
Oh, lovely. Very good.
Does that mean I make 2 attack actions, or I just roll once and it hits both of them?
No, attack. So you can make 2 attack actions.
You would account for 2 actions for you. That's
No,
I
because
think it counts as one. With
so
the ability.
basically
counts as
it is
one,
still
but
only an
because I marked the
action.
stress.
Yes, but because you're doing it, you're allowed to make 2 attacks with your action.
okay.
Nice.
So I'm gonna do that because ouch, with presence. So first attack. 15 with a hope.
Oh, I forgot to flip it over. I apologize, chat.
With hope, nice go.
Okay, so you gain a hope.
Let's go.
And you hit the first one, so roll the damage.
All right, and this is just a straight D8, right? Because I use presence, not strength. So
If the weapon
It's a-
says presence, then that's what you use, yes.
for damage too, or that's what I'm curious about because it's a presence weapon.
Then it uses
I
that
think
for
so.
both.
Does
yes.
it
Yep.
Does it work
Yes.
for damage
Yep.
as well? Okay.
Yes, whatever the
So-
stat is, you use it for everything. Yep.
Okay, good. Just making sure. 6.
Okay,
on this
so
guy.
here's where minions are interested. So, you stab. You're going to kill the first minion. Tell me how you kill him.
Just like right through the heart, like
Okay.
a straight jab.
So here's what happens. You lunge forward with your rapier. You stab him right through the heart. He falls to the ground, like clutching his chest. You notice the guy directly behind him kind of sees him fall and then looks at his own chest as blood begins to pour, and he drops as well. For every
'Cause it's-
additional 4 points of damage you do, you kill an extra minion.
Ooh.
So you just took
Ooh.
out 2 with that attack. You
Nice.
haven't made the second attack yet.
And so I'm marking a stress. And
So as
I'm
you
gonna-
can kind of see, while minions early
Yeah.
on can be kind of annoying because they can come at you and load on you,
Huh.
hence the danger of a mob, right? That's how mobs work. A mob is dangerous, but once the mob
I
gets
like that.
kind of dispersed, it gets kind of
Interesting.
weak. and their damage gets lower and
lower.
So now you get to retaliate the second one. Crit!
Oh yeah, that's right. It is a crit.
In Daggerheart, doubles are always crits, so you gain a hope. You get to mark a stress, so you get a stress back.
Oh yeah. Right.
And whatever you're gonna roll your damage, and then whatever the maximum of your damage dice, which is an 8, you're gonna add that to it. So roll damage normally.
Oh well, that's with everything. The D8 plus the presence plus the extra bonus damage from the crit.
Well, that's gonna kill 2
That's
though, because
not
you got an
bad.
extra.
Yep. So
So I'm this one I'm just swiping like straight through, so I get both of them.
yeah, you
Take off both their
basically
heads.
swoosh,
Nice.
and kill both of the remaining minions in one foul swoop. You killed 4 in that round, so well done.
Damn.
Also, so there's one more thing I can do, which I'm going to do really quickly, just to show what I can do.
Yeah.
Is my ancestry.
Okay.
I can spend 2 hope to siphon a health back, basically.
You can from that you've just dispatched.
So anyone who's looking in my direction, what you're going to see is there's going to be a body on the floor. I'm literally just going to lay on top of it like I'm a blanket, and I'm going to just kind of sink into it in a disgusting way as I suck his dying energy to get a
So
hope
yeah,
back.
it's kind of like
It's not
he's
pretty.
drawing elements of the life force, the essence of the the prime material corpse, basically.
Yes.
What does the corpse look like after you've done that? Like when you get up?
Shriveled.
So it's kind of like it's kind of like all the liquid flows
Desiccated?
out of it.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes into my
curious.
cordyceps. And
It's
shit.
like the Kel'Thuzad suck the life out of him kind of thing.
Yeah. That's what I do.
All right, nice. Action is still with you guys because no fear has been rolled.
Can I attack?
got-
something?
Sure. Yeah.
I would really like to go
Yeah.
if I could. I want to
Assertive.
act.
You got 3 of them around you.
Yes, I want to activate my class feature, which is unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
Unstoppable. So once per long rest, you become unstoppable. Your unstoppable die begins at D4. You might have to explain how that works for me. Gain resistance to physical damage. Add an additional D6 to damage rolls you make.
So basically, you start with, think of it instead of a dice, because this is designed for, like, obviously written as if it's on a physical table.
Yes.
You have a 4, you've got a counter that starts at 4.
Right.
Every time you use it, it goes down by 1 until it runs out.
Right.
So you're at 4 right now, so you just have to keep track of that. So I'll help you as well.
Okay.
So you've got a 4, because I've got a wizard strange pattern. Matt's strange pattern is a 7.
Yep.
So,
Okay. So then I'm going to then attack with my sword. Now I add my agility, which is the trait.
yep.
And also I have the feature reliable, which is a +1 to attack roll. So I'm adding a total of 3.
Yep.
I don't think I understood that last time. So,
Yeah, you do. It's total of 3.
okay.
So you're doing your
Okay.
duality dice plus 3.
Got it. So here is...
And minions, you need a 10.
Okay.
That's a 14. It is with fear. So
Okay.
I will gain a fear, but you do succeed. So
Right,
this
and then-
attack is going to happen.
I'm going to use my hope to do my whirlwind attack.
Ooh, okay. Very nice.
I have one more hope to use.
Very nice.
And that's going to do...
So let
use the
me
roll against every other enemy.
let me just, because you're new and because we're all
Yes.
new, I just want to point out these are minions. So if you see how the attacks work, you may not want to burn. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but if you think about it, you kind of get to whirlwind these guys for free if you do lots of damage.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because
Damage pours over.
every 4 points of damage beyond the first point kills a
Okay.
minion.
Gotcha.
These
Okay,
minions, at least.
so
Minions
let's
are all
roll
different.
That, then, and see.
So you only have 3 of them. So arguably, if you can do 9 damage, you will kill all 3 minions anyway.
Okay, gotcha.
So
All right.
if you save your hope and just use 1 off of your unstoppable, add a d6,
Right.
odds are kind
Oh,
of
that's
good in
right.
your favor.
Yeah, let me do that then.
So if you do that, then your dice, your unstoppable goes down to 3 because you have one of you use a use, but you're going to roll your damage, and again add whatever the trait for the weapon is. You're going to add whatever that is, that plus whatever it says, and then you're going to add a d6 at the end of it.
Wait, sorry. So I've got my d8 is the damage.
Yep.
And I'm adding my trait, so a +2 as well.
Yep. And then you're going to add a d6 if you use one of your unstoppable dice.
Okay. So +2, and then I am going to use that. How do I add another? That's not what I meant to do.
Well, there's your 3
Okay, well,
from the
there's
d6.
There's the d6.
I wanted to roll all of them together, but I don't know how to do that on here.
You just have to put them all in the thing. Oh!
Oh!
Whoa.
That's
Well,
plenty
well.
of damage. Okay.
I mean, well.
You're killing all 3 minions. You're taking them all out in one foul swoop.
Wow.
How that we're attacking you. Tell us how that happens.
I envision it like an actual whirlwind, like a Tasmanian devil style, where my blades just start whirring
like you
crazy.
rotate on the hip joint. It's like
I was just gonna say, your head
Yeah.
stays still, but your
Yes.
body just
And
starts
I just
spinning in a
zip
whirlwind.
around like a top, and I'm just
Kind of like the robots
and I
in the old Disney Black Hole movie.
yeah,
Okay,
and I
yeah.
just cut through them all.
So yeah, there is basically just a shower of blood as these guys all around her that were just going thump, thump, thump with their little clubs, all of a sudden are just opened up as Z spins around and kind of like a blender. Blood is flung everywhere as all 3 of them drop to the ground. Okay, but that was with fear. So
I never got to do my drop. Damn it.
Sorry.
I'm just sitting up there with the crossbow pointed at this guy, holding my sword
right.
ready and waiting for everything out.
So I'm going to spend point to activate this guy and have him charge into Z. He kind of sees Z as something of a worthy opponent, like something that's worth getting all up in. So he is going to start by spending a fear to use one of his special abilities on the attack, and we'll see if this happens. Because mine is when you make... Oh, it is a successful. Okay, well, let me hold off from doing that first, because I have to make the attack before I spend it. Because much like you, if I don't hit, I don't have to spend it. All right, Z. So he's going to attack you, and you said you have a 5
Yes,
evasion. Okay.
I suppose.
Yeah, he's going to hit you.
Okay.
So now he is going to spend his fear to make this attack a disarming strike. You get to make a reaction roll. You have to make an agility of 12 or higher, Z, with the duality dice.
Okay. Just roll
Yep.
agility.
So yeah, you roll your duality dice and add whatever your agility stat is. And the difficulty is 12.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay, you succeed. Well, so that basically makes it just a regular attack, because with Disarming Strike, if you would have failed, basically he knocks your primary weapon out of your hand and it lands at very close range, so you'd had to go scrambling to get your blade back. But that didn't happen, because you failed miserably. Or you succeeded excellently, should I say.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So, but...
Yeah.
He does still get to dish out some damage with the Great Axe, which is only a total of 7.
So, what does the gain resistance to physical damage
So if
in regards to
so you
unstoppable?
have that in play right now.
Yes, because it's part of the
So
unstoppable.
you
thing.
have any physical damage that is coming in at you.
Okay.
So have round up, so you would only take 4 points of damage from his
Okay.
axe.
That would be a minor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's almost. I mean, again, you can burn a stress or an armor to make that nothing, but
Yeah. I'm gonna do that.
alrighty.
I'll take a stress. Okay.
And let's see. I think we're gonna burn that last token and have him attack once more. But he won't be doing it with anything other than a regular straight up attack. So he makes a second attack at Z. Will hit. But again, this is not a disarming strike. This is just a regular second solid blow with his mighty axe. Which does... Oh, that's not right.
1 point.
No, it didn't roll. It did 2d plus 2.
Oh.
Should be 2d8
No, I like that one, though.
plus 2.
No.
Well, the plus 2 is still the same. There we go. 13.
Ooh.
Ooh, yucky.
So that's
Gross.
13 damage from that one. Which still
Okay.
is only 1 armor or anything to bring it down to an armor, a stress. You're only taking half of that, so...
I'll use it on armor.
Okay.
This time?
And I am out of actions, and I'm not going to give you my fear tokens to buy more right now. So, over to you guys. Now,
I'm gonna drop on this guy.
There you go, Hooray. Get in there.
Get in there. Come on.
narratively, it's the perfect time.
So yeah, I'm basically going to try and do like a falling attack on him with my sword, just like landing on him and back down with it.
Okay.
Trying to do as much damage as I possibly can on this guy. He's
And
still
he-
glowing, right?
He is vulnerable.
He's vulnerable.
He is vulnerable, so yes, you will roll with
Yes.
advantage.
Yay.
Okay. Let me try that out.
Rang!
And then it's my weapon is agility.
Harangue.
And my attack.
Harangue,
so
my
it's
lord.
attack plus 3. Okay. I can't tell what the dice are. They stuck to each other. Is that an 8 and a 7 or
I think.
Well, it adds
15,
up
16,
to...
17, 18, 19? No, so that's an 11.
Oh boy.
11 plus 18 is 19 plus 4. No, wait.
I think you hit.
I hit.
I think you hit.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
only
that's a
needed
lot
a
of
14,
dice.
any which way you looked at it, and it was definitely with hope, so you gain a hope.
Nice.
One goes on the action
I'm going
tracker.
to put that in my Call of the Slayer thing, and I'm going to use my Slayer die
Whoop, whoop.
on the attack here.
Alrighty.
Or rather, the damage, right?
Uh-huh.
Attack or damage roll, so I can add a d6 to the damage here. And my thing does a d8. And it's already plus 1, and then I also get my additional plus 2 for my agility.
So it's D8 plus 3, and then you get your Slayer dice as well.
Okay,
Alright.
here we go. Oh, that's ugly.
It's
But-
still 10.
Yeah, it's not bad. Oh, wait, I have an ability! Wait.
What do you
hold
have?
Not good enough. If I roll my damage dice, I can reroll any 1s or 2s. If I do, I take the result. I'm rolling that d8
not
again.
good enough.
There you go.
It's called not good enough. Look at
That's
this
so
little card. Isn't that
awesome.
funny? It's so good.
So what was the D6?
Shoot. Well, we can do the math here. It was a 1. So take 1 off, that's 9. Take 3 off that, that's 6. It was max.
That's right, so you have a 6 plus a 3 right now. So it's 9 plus a D8. And whatever this
Here
is,
it
you
comes.
have to take it. Nice.
Nice.
That's
Wow.
15.
There we go.
That's a severe. That's right at his
That's
severe
what I
threshold.
want to do to him.
Yeah.
So you do 3 wounds to the guy. Nice. And you have hope, so you guys are still in play. So you drop down, skewer him. Our turtle friend, there are still 2 minions right by you. Clank, you are still right there in front of him. We've got Mushroom Boy soaking up the sun. And good Sir Gerbert kind of hiding behind the wall of steel.
Jane, you haven't really done anything, really,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I'll hit him again, but if somebody else has something they
Yeah,
want
someone else do
you
something.
blasted one guy.
Someone else do something. I've,
Yeah,
I've gotten I've gotten some stuff.
I've done enough.
So, anybody else
I will
narratively
hit- Yeah.
feel like they want to
I
dive
will
in?
hit
Jane, do
2 minions again
Okay.
Kill him.
in hopes to do better damage this time.
All right.
But yes,
minions,
I go.
you need a 10 to strike the minions.
Ah.
Wow.
Crit!
Hey!
So you gain a hope. And you can clear a stress. And roll your normal dice, and then whatever the maximum on the potential dice is, you're going to add that as well after.
Okay, so
The normal weapon
1d8
attack plus
plus
the add.
1.
Oh. And then you're going to add a full 8 to that anyway. Yeah. How do you obliterate the remaining 2 minions?
Oh, I mentioned
Give him a
I would,
hug.
I would bop and like fire travels through my staff into the hits, so they just get engulfed in flames and just crumble.
Okay. Yeah, they it burns, as they crumble to the ground. Awesome. You guys still have the action?
I have an idea.
Go ahead, Shag.
I want to see how this would work. I want to roll off the guy,
Uh-huh.
get behind the flaming turtle,
Okay.
and would it be a help action or a tag team? The tag team has a cost of hope, right?
If you want to turn it into a tag team, yes.
It's a 2 hope or 1 hope, I forget.
There's only one hope. If you want to instigate the tag team, everybody can do that once per session.
Okay, I want to instigate a tag team with Ashara
Okay.
and cast Enrapture,
Okay.
which on regularly it's make a spellcast roll against a close target. On a success, you can temporarily keep their attention on you, narrowing their field of view and drowning out any sound but your voice.
All right. And that's only narratively. 'Cause it can be.
Sure.
It doesn't have to be your voice, but in your case, it might be.
Well, for the way I did it, the way I have it is his hair would kind of stand up and kind of block the view of things and kind of entice them to focus on me.
Yep.
I want to do that with Ashara through his flame,
Okay.
to force him to focus on her, to attack her and take damage, Ashara.
I see where you're
What did
going
you
with
ju-
this.
Okay,
What did you just say?
So I want
I'm a
my
Osharo
tendrils
is a male.
as a male. Sorry, Jane. Right.
It's okay.
I want
Just
my
hello.
tendrils to
Right.
enrapture
Huh?
through the flames, so he doesn't see me, but he sees Oshara. Does that make
And
sense?
attacks me
Yeah,
for
so
the-
basically you're
Attacks
like
you instead.
refocusing
Okay.
the attention. You're kind of using it to like focus his
That's me.
attention
That's how I
on
help.
to Oshara.
I want Oshara to get combated.
Right.
I'm ready. I'm wielding.
Okay.
That's the idea, at least.
And I'm on fire.
Okay. So
True. All true.
how that would work in a tag team? I don't know, because you're not making an attack as such.
Well, it's a
Or-
spellcaster.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you're not going to get damage dice from it, right? Because he's got to attack her.
Him.
Yeah, Jane.
Sorry, Jane.
But
Right.
but as you're tag teaming it, the result would basically be that yes. So I see exactly what you're saying. Yeah. There's no reason why you cannot do that with a tag team. So for all intensive purposes, because you're tag teaming it, Enrapture is in effect, but the enrapturing is focused on Ashara. So if he makes an attack, arguably he has to attack Ashara. Is how that would work, because that's what
Yes.
Enrapture does. Yep, maintains
Right.
focus. Okay, good deal. But you guys still have the action right now.
Well,
So-
I would have to roll my spellcast.
You have to do that, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Which is just a +1. Because...
Um,
Oh.
and it's a crit.
Oh, it's a crit.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
So
Yay!
again, you get your hope and can clear stress, And there's no damage dice being done, but it is a critical success, so you get all the benefits of that, and it does work.
Cool. And I'm in my mystical voice. I'm gonna say, "Combat him! Combat him!"
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you guys still, at the moment, have the actions.
I could just swing again, couldn't I?
You could, or the Clank could waylay him, or
Yeah, whoever
Gerbert
wants
could
to,
blast him. Whichever you guys want.
Yeah, I mean, who's our biggest hitter right now? Clank, yeah? Or Z, I mean?
I
What?
assume.
Rank 2. I mean, with
But-
the Slayer.
Harang,
dice.
Harang does
Hang-
pretty good damage.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'll give it
Go for
another
it.
go. It's still got a lot of.
You had to wait on that roof for such a long time.
Yeah.
I did have to wait on that roof for a really long time. Thank you for recognizing. I was very patient.
You were.
And again, this is kind of like where the mechanics of this game kind of work, because again, for 2 fear, I can dive into the narrative and choose to go, but 2 out of 4 fear, and there's some abilities that he has that I don't want to burn all the fear on. So we're going to see how this goes. I'm
he's still-
gambling that he might still be here.
He's still vulnerable, right? So,
He is still vulnerable, yes.
so here's this. I'll go with the 10.
Okay, so that's a 17 with hope, so you gain a hope, and you will hit him.
I'm full on hope, but I can put that right into the Slayer thing.
Yeah.
So
And
that
how
puts
many
an extra-
how many times can you do the Slayer thing?
I have a bank
Basically, as many
equal-
times as you can burn hope.
Yeah, I
right?
have a bank equal to it, so whenever I gain a hope, I can choose instead to add a Slayer
Yep.
die.
That's it.
And that's where I just got it now.
So
So,
so you're just gonna throw that hope into a Slayer die instead. Makes
and
sense.
then I got the +1 damage from the thing, +2 from my thing. And then I think there was another thing, but so it's +3.
Alrighty.
Here we go.
And
12.
that is 12 damage to him, which is a major but not a severe. So he takes 2 more wounds. He's looking rough.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And with that being
Ow.
the case, I am going to burn 2 fear.
No.
Okay.
No, not if we do first.
Narratively, shut the hell up.
So basically, what happens is, you
I'm
drop
playing
down
Daggerheart.
behind him, you stab him. Like as you drop down, you appear kind of fall to the ground behind him. His 2 friends to the side go up in flames. He's like looking to the left, looking to the right. What the hell is going on? Then lunge and stab him a second time. Feeling the burden of all of this, so here's what he is going to do. He is going to spend the 2 fear that he has to buy an adrenal burst, which heals 2 hit points.
Like a Weanal burst, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
And also
Got it!
clears 2
Nothing
stress.
sexual, nothing perverted,
I mean,
except
heals 2,
absolutely it
clears
is.
And then I'm going to spend an action token because he's going to attack, but guess what? He cannot take his eyes. I can't take my eyes off of you, you flaming turtle. He runs over. I will kill you! And wipes his mighty big axe in your flaming direction.
Oh.
And 9.
Yeah, my evasion is 8.
All right.
Yes.
Ah.
It's
So,
me.
so it hits you. Well, that's good and bad.
Hey, I got a Shara hit.
All right, his solid axe. So again, with all the might he can muster, he swings the axe towards you. It crashes into you, your solid shell. It'll do 7 points of damage.
Major 7, so does that count?
So that is a major, yes.
Okay.
So you would
I will
take 2 wounds
use-
unless you burn an armor.
I will burn 1 armor.
Okay. And that'll drop it down to just 1 wound.
Just take 1 wound.
But now he
and
is going to take D10. Is it +1 or is it just straight D10?
it's straight D10.
Okay.
So
So
yeah, fire just encompasses both of us.
Yep. Awesome.
And-
Okay, so he goes up
Oh,
in
cool.
flames for a measly
God.
point.
Oh!
That's not even
It's
enough.
still a wound.
Oh, it's a wound. Okay.
Still a wound, but that's all it is.
That's so annoying.
But
I want that
I know.
not good enough thing.
Yeah, it's fighter, so multi-class, but or
Gotcha.
warrior rather. Anything
and
that has blade.
yeah, he's going to do it again. I think he is just going to do it again. He's kind of like going all out savage at this point. He has no fear. I have no fear points or anything like that, so it's just nothing but a regular straight up attack. Once again, he's going to swing at you. As soon as it didn't really hurt him that much. A 7. That's is that a hit or miss?
I think it's wasn't it at 9?
What's your evasion?
It's at 8.
Who?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ashara's evasion.
He misses.
Okay, then he
Yay.
swings and misses, and
Yay.
that's about all he's going to do because I don't think he's got it in him to hurl it again. So back over to you guys.
Robot.
Yeah, robot.
Robot.
My name is Z, not robot. I'm going to.
Z-bot. Z-bot.
Z-bot.
Ed
I'm going to step
209.
in front of Oshara and say, "Get behind me," and that will be one of my experience
Oh, okay.
things.
Yep.
It's an interesting case of using it because, like,
So
it
basically,
doesn't matter if you're in front of him; he's enraptured.
Don't question it.
Hey, so
Fantastic.
so you spend a hope, and that either is going to add. If get behind me is an experience, that's going to add either a +1 or +2 to your attack roll.
It's going to add a +2.
So yep, anytime basically because you're like defending somebody, it kind of gives you more.
Okay, so I get a
Oomph.
+5 to my attack now.
Nice. Difficulty to hit this guy's 14,
Now he's glowy.
and you have
Glowy.
advantage. Yep.
And advantage. Excellent. Okay, anything else? Anyone else? Anyone else?
I think that's it.
I can prop myself up behind him with the sword in case he stumbles back.
So a fear 8 and a 5, but you because he's glowing, you should be rolling another d12. So roll another
Oh,
white
I
hope.
clicked.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
clicked it.
It only rolled the 2. Should have rolled.
Harder next time.
Click it harder. That's all right. You got an 8 and a 5.
Do I just roll one more?
Yep, just
That's
roll
5. So
the
roll
light
another
die.
fear, and if it's either if it's
Another
higher than a
hope
5,
die.
you want it. So roll a hope dice, just a d12.
How do I get it to just do the 1?
Just
click
click
on the
on
one.
the one die. There's a plus
Or, but
button
if you
in the
haven't
middle,
put just
but there's
one
also
die
the
up
other
there,
ones.
if you haven't just put the one die up, you can just do a roll d20 in d12 in roll 20.
Okay.
It'll still do it.
Okay,
Still works.
I don't have that.
But you just
set
do
up like
/r 1d12,
that. I want just this one.
and it won't be a white hope
Oh.
die, but it was a 2. Okay, so you're going to take the 5. So 5 plus 8 plus the 5. Yeah, you hit him.
Nice.
Okay.
With fear. So, but it might not matter much for this combat.
Okay. Here's my damage.
Give him the business.
Roll that beautiful
Plus
bean
my-
footage.
Yeah!
Whoa!
Unstoppable.
Okay, so you knock your unstoppable down by 1 more on the clicker.
Yep.
And that makes it a 5, so he takes 1 wound. He's still up, and it is his turn. However, he
Ew.
does not have 2 fear, which is what he needs to adrenalize himself. The best he can do is make an attack, and Rickroll has not gone yet and hasn't done anything else, so he is still enraptured. So he has to attack. You guessed it, Oshara. And he will
Yay.
hit.
Wow.
So his axe will find purchase for a total of 13 against our elderly.
Jesus.
This will be a major. My severe is 14.
Okay, so yep, so you would take 2 wounds. Unless you want to burn armor to reduce it.
Let's see, what is 13 minus 6?
But that might be the last thing he does, because this
Oh,
potentially
Could
is going
kill
to be
him,
what kills him. If
Alright.
only he had a choice to hit somebody else, but that's the joy of Enrapture.
Yeah, that's great.
A good
Oh,
spell.
no, I will use 2 armors.
2 armors? Okay.
Yeah, so that will be minus 12. And that.
So you just take 1. The minor wound.
Got it.
Alright.
Natural armor kicking
And
ass
now
over
roll a
here.
d10. And that's how much he's going to take.
Okay, the flames encircle us again.
Come back to me.
Solid. Taking a major wound of
I give
2.
him a turtle hug.
All right, so
Aw.
yeah. So she basically lunges
Aw.
forward and wraps her
Good
arms
night.
around him.
Nice.
The flames burn even brighter as he suddenly starts to scream. He's pushing and struggling to try to break free from the turtle's grasp, but his strength is draining from him as he does it. And literally, by the time she lets go, there is a charred, black, burnt husk of an orc laying on the ground.
Oh my god.
He has
Without-
ceased to be.
Now
Without
that
fail,
is a
I-
good story, everybody.
I get on all
Success.
4s.
Success.
Yes. Still flaming, I get on all 4s. You see me crawl into the water. And then I come back out. And I come back out, and I'm not.
So as you crawl, are you like steaming off as you go in?
Yeah. And then I'm like, where's
Alrighty.
Okay.
You all breathe a sigh of relief as the last of your adversaries falls to the ground. There are dozens of bodies scattered around here. I say dozens, about a dozen, plus the orc. All dead, and both of these buildings are accessible to you guys as well.
I don't suppose you're gonna need any of this stuff.
Free stuff.
It's not.
I think I killed somebody.
My friend, have you never killed a man
No.
before?
No, I've never killed a man before.
Oh, wait.
I'm gonna go off into the woods, find a nice piece of stick, put a notch in it, and bring it to him.
Normally,
Rite
I
of
think
passage.
I think Gerbert would be horrified at this, but because of the previous interaction, he's gonna like really kind of it's gonna help him kind of get through it a lot actually because of what this means
Think
to Harangue.
about it. But you know which one this is.
He'll take it and be like, Harangue, thank you, my friend. I will cherish this. I will cherish this memento forever. And I'll pull
Hey,
it
help me
into
check the
his side.
bodies.
Oh god. Oh, bleh. And he turns around and gets sick. But on the side of the house there, he's like, "Bleh."
Z's gonna follow him and just give him very rough pats on the back. There.
"Bleh, bleh,
Well done. Get it all out.
bleh."
Harangue.
To
You're
the
a brave
horizon, my friend.
boy.
It'll help.
Oh,
Harangue.
thank you, thee.
Yeah, yes.
Perhaps we could loot the bodies later. How about you cross that little rope over there that I see and check the other building?
That's racist, but also sounds fun.
I fail to see how that's racist. But sure,
You're assuming because he's a monkey, he climbs.
I'm just gonna Gibbon style, you know? Climb the rope.
Gibbon style as a
How
lemur.
dare
Okay.
you.
Yeah, you know. He's
Yeah.
lemur-like. He's a
I know.
monkey man. Yeah.
Hey, V, would you mind, please? And Gerbert's gonna kind of point to the vomit on the ground.
My hand is gonna go and go in, and then a little hose is gonna come out And I'm like,
No,
Would you
thank
like me to clean you, sir?
No, I'm fine. Thank you. I I like to be sanitary. So, thank you, Z.
Cleaning the dirt. Good.
Love it.
Yeah, if I'm asked to climb across a rope, it's in my nature to obey orders and climb ropes. So I'm just gonna go for it. Yeah.
All piratey and stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, feel free to go ahead and give me an agility check.
I'm gonna claim this one goes with the pirate time.
I think it certainly does. So if you want to burn
Well,
a hope, you can certainly do that.
doesn't your race have like advantage on?
Oh yeah, that too.
'Cause you're literally.
I always forget about
The fact that you
I don't-
absolutely can
I
climb
don't see monkey. It's just I'm always forgetting this stuff. Let me pull it
Yeah,
up.
nimble. Take advantage on agility rolls that involve balancing and climbing, and add +1 to your evasion at character creation.
Yeah, I have the +1 evasion. That's my favorite thing.
Pretty cool.
It's kind of why I chose the race.
Right? It's
So then
nice to not get hit, huh?
I get advantage on that, so I'm rolling the 2 dice there. I have a 2 agility, as is, and then the pirate times, if I'm burning a hope, gives me a +2 on it.
Right? So...
I think so. I'm at a 2d12 plus 1d12 plus 4.
Yep. So with advantage, so not a
Okay.
problem.
Oh,
With hope,
6, yeah.
so you successfully cross over there. Not a problem. All right, you scramble across the rope. How are you crossing this rope?
Oh, it's just kind of like this.
Okay, just like hand over hand, like
Yeah.
leaping between grasps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In no time at all, you plop yourself down on the deck on the other side.
I guess my first thing would be to check in the windows and make sure I'm not immediately reversing my action. But there's a door right here.
There is a doorway there, yes.
And it's empty,
Well, actually,
as far as I can tell.
once you peer inside, it is not. There are 4 or 5 dead bodies piled up in the far back left-hand corner. They kind of look a little rustic. One of them is he's got strange-looking hooks with little bits of colored, glittery material attached to them and stuff, pinched into his hat, into his hood.
He's a fisherman.
There's a couple of
That's
fishing
it.
rods laid down there. You can see one of them was kind of like a middle-aged woman. Poking out of her top pocket, you can see kind of like a couple of tools that would have been used to forge and tie nets together. They seem like all of these were probably just simple folk that were here, and for whatever reason, these unpleasant fellows that were roaming around that you just encountered, obviously did them bloody murder.
Well, that's no good at all. I will be taking a fishing rod.
Okay.
I had mine confiscated when I was arrested.
As you do.
And then I will probably, taking note of the boat upstream on this bank, go ahead and get that.
Yeah, so
into
it's not in
and
the
bring it
water.
down.
It's kind of on the bank itself.
Yeah.
Need any help, Rang?
We'll see.
Right.
I'll give it a shove, see if I can't get it in the water.
Okay, give me a strength check, DC 16.
Strength for me is a 0. Oh boy.
Yeah, this thing is like up here on the bank pretty hard. And
Oh, that's not nearly enough.
Ooh.
I can lend a hand.
Okay, so that is a failure with
me get
fear.
over there.
Okay.
Yeah, if that's the case, I'm gonna be like,
So here's kind of what happens there. So failure with fear. So you basically you start kind of pushing and shoving and as hard as you can, and then the boat doesn't move, but and a piece of wood, probably about 1.5 feet and about 4 inches thick, just kind of like busted out of the boat, like where you were shoving it. You're realizing this boat is not, it's sturdy enough to float, but you're like pushing so vigorously, you kind of just like, psh, oh crap, I just busted out a piece of the side of one of the boats.
Well, that's not great. I'm not going to say that. I'm going
You
to
didn't do
pretend
it.
it never happened. Obviously.
Nobody's,
But
nobody
yeah,
saw
if
you
Oshara is willing to help me dislodge the boat, I'm happy to have the help. We might need to pry it out with something. Are there any oars near the boat, or is it just the boat?
There's 2 oars in the boat.
Oh, well, yeah, we can use those to dislodge it, I suppose.
Yeah, I swim over there, and I go and... Let me see here. This looks like a standard fishing boat. Let's push.
Hey, you're amphibious. You can just cross water.
It is indeed one of my talents. Swimming. I don't know why I'm talking like that.
I feel like we should probably use these to get it out of the ground. I'm gonna get the
Yes.
oars out and kind of pry it up
Okay.
underneath and try to get it moving because it
All
seems
right.
to be marshed in a bit.
Are you ready? Just push. 1, 2, 3.
All right.
I would like to.
So
help
if
you.
one of you is helping the other, you can basically spend a hope to give them advantage.
Okay. Take my hope. Have advantage.
Okay, so in that case, Ashara, you're going to be making the strength check, but you have advantage because you've got help from your...
Ring.
and
Oh.
let's see.
9 and
Double
9.
nines.
Okay, so when you roll with advantage, you can choose take the crit if there's a crit, and there is, so you can have the crit.
Nice.
Really?
So yeah,
Really?
Oh no, actually, only
Oh,
if
they're both
sorry, if you'd have rolled a 3, you could have.
Okay,
sorry,
okay.
my
Oh,
bad.
oh, okay,
You could have,
okay.
if you'd have rolled a 3, you could have taken the crit, even
Yeah,
if
okay.
because yeah, it would have had to have been with the fear dice. Sorry, my bad. But either way, that's still a solid success. Yep. So you guys are able to push the boat into the water, only because you're very aware of it. You're not entirely sure, Harang, that once everybody is in the boat, that the board that broke out might not go beneath the waterline. As you're thinking very particularly about a certain Z1000 that is not the lightest of things.
Oh, also, I'm a little sturdy too. We're pretty.
But that's a great place for us to wrap up tonight. So we will finish.
He does
the
have that
episode.
hydraulic pump, though. He could just like bail water. He could use that as propulsion, even.
Yeah. That plank was just a perch for the motor. You know.
Yeah.
To be
So I can put
placed.
my little propeller under there.
There you go.
Oh man, nice boat. What you got hooked up to that thing? Oh, you know, a Z1000.
Yeah.
What type of motor?
Sounds good
Isn't
to
that a
me.
bit overkill?
Oh my goodness.
All right, love it.
Well played,
Consider
guys.
me hydroplaned.
All right, okie dokie. Well, there we go. That'll bring us to the end of this. I think that'll mean that there's probably one more episode left to this. Of this 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, 4 shot. But no, it'll be a 3 shot by the looks of it.
It's fun.
So, if anybody has any questions for us about us, the stream, more importantly, the Daggerheart system, please go ahead and let us know right now, and we will do our best to answer them.
Yeah.
And I'm just doing a little bit of housekeeping over here as well while we're at it. So, some of our new followers.
little hussy.
If you ever want to see a random quote, the How Reroll website does that for you.
There you
Oh
go.
yeah, I forgot about that.
All right, it's like this. My friend and I are looking for a lady.
You love the system. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun running it. I enjoy...
Yeah.
It's like we said last time, it puts a lot of, I don't want to say burden on the game master, because it's not a burden. It definitely makes it to where you've got to really be on your toes to narrate and improv on the fly. It's very hard to kind of predetermine, because everything is so organic, and because everything flows so fluidly, you never quite know if they're going to roll with fear. You got to come up with a way to make that relevant without it being too punishing, and so you just got to do that. And then for players, potentially there's two inherent possible issues. One is a Limelight Hog wants to do everything, and two, like our guys, no one wants to do everything, so they're all trying to let everybody else step up. As the more we play, I think what you're going to find is the more the narration will start to flow, and you'll be able to visualize when it's appropriate for you to dive in there. And I think that's, one of the things that you can be doing is, like, if somebody else jumps in and says, hey, I'm going to do this, you can either say, okay, and tag team with that, or, okay, after that, I'm going to do something. And you can kind of cue yourselves up so that people know. And of course, as long as they don't roll with fear, your best laid plan can continue. But if they do roll with fear, then that might not go quite how you thought it would. But that's okay. Any of our new people, if they want to know anything about us, a little bit about how we roll. We have been on air for 9 years.
Oof.
Is it 9 years?
I think we're in our 10th year, aren't
September's
we?
our 10th anniversary.
Yeah, so we're coming up on 10. When we first started, there was us and 3 other channels playing Dungeons and Dragons on Twitch. There was us, there was Misclicks, there was Koibu, ran his own game, and there was one other, which was Spanish.
Wolves Go Roar?
They come along shortly afterwards. There was that
They
Spanish,
came along
Escardos or whatever they were called. Do you remember?
Yeah, the Spanish group, yeah.
And then, probably 6 to 7, 8 months maybe, Critical Role came on the scene. And then the floodgates opened, and there are now many, many, many fine D&D streaming channels out there to choose from, which is a good thing. All of our stuff is on YouTube. So if you're bored and want to do a few 1,000 hours of content at this point, I don't know actually how much it is, but
my
it's a
dream
lot.
is to make like abridged series versions of everything.
Lilith Omen, what
the
you
movie
doing?
versions.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
everybody,
yeah.
Junks posted the link for Lilith Omens over there, so by all means, go ahead and throw them a follow and check out what they're doing as well, which is kind of cool.
Viewers Digest.
Consider hitting that heart button.
So if you're not following
Alternatively, just kind of summing it up.
Yes,
In a
indeed.
goofy way would be fun.
I like the Digest version. It's a toilet read.
Yeah.
Toilet
Toilet read.
The past 10 years of our lives.
I'm the kitchen man.
Down to a toilet read.
The toilet read.
Reduced to a mere 2 hours. I don't know how long y'all take to take a shit.
Most of us,
2
most of the
hours.
things we say are from the toilet, so it's
Yeah, that's the thing is like I have the
Potty
gamer
man.
chair back.
Yep.
It's
So,
on my toilet.
I wanna-
like,
Let me just see here real quick.
So gamer of you.
yeah, always grinding.
Where's my...
Ew. I don't like that.
Ooh.
Severith, just ask the question. Just do not know how to say it? Like, just say it. Like, I don't understand. What's the problem?
Maybe it's like a mechanics question.
So, just a little bit of backstory. And I don't want to kind of down at anybody or anything, but I just want to throw this out there. So, I know some of you know a week or so ago, I lost an incredibly dear friend. Probably one of my oldest friends in the world that I probably spent more times. Believe it or not, I think you guys might now be coming up to maybe I've played D&D with some of you guys about half as long as I have with him. To give you perspective of how many hours. When I was in college, this particular friend, we would go home after college to his house. We would play from like 6:30 till about 11 o'clock, Monday through Friday, a lot of the time. Because, you know, college. And then usually Sunday afternoons, about 12, we would play till the early, you know, like 9, 10 o'clock. And we did that for years. And then even after college, every week we would do a session at his house. There is an early Dialogues of Dice, episode 7 and 8, because we did it in 2 parts, which is our D&D talk show where I had this person on as a guest. Needless to say, it hit me harder than, I don't want to say than I expected, because again, you lose somebody from your childhood, right? But without sounding callous and horrible, it kind of hit me harder than when my mom passed away, because it was so unexpected. He was an incredibly healthy 54, vegan, never drank, never smoked, and it was a very tragic thing. So Lilith Omen is actually one of Dave's kids, I believe. So, and they play Dead by Daylight, and they're kind of like one of the consummate Dead by Daylight players on Twitch. Build up a good following. So what we are planning to do is, when the opportunity arises, several of our real life friends that are over in the UK and stuff are aware of this as well. I've talked to them. We're going to do an episode, and I'm going to do a live broadcast, and we're going to rewatch that as a kind of a homage to, you know, to such a great friend, D&D player. You guys would have loved this guy because everybody did. He was one of those people that nobody ever did not like this person. But more importantly, he would have dropped into this group and just gelled instantly. Because always about the story, always about the role play. There is no, you know, he never min-maxed anything. Always just whatever the story says, that's the way he's going. Good or bad, right? Yeah, fantastic times were had there. But as I said, we're gonna do a watch party of that, and I'll encourage you guys to come along. But on top of that, we're gonna be doing some, you know, few real life friends of his will probably be dropping in the chat as well. So it'll be some feels, but you know what? I've cried on stream before. I'll do it again. So yeah, just bear that in mind. But if you love games like Dead by Daylight, definitely go check out Lilith Omen, because one of their claims to fame is there's like one character that nobody can play very well in that game. They dominate with it, so it's kind of fun to see.
Sam, I have an answer to your question from my perspective. Personally, I think this game is very, very hard for new players. It's rules light, which makes it easy to pick up for experienced players. But it's rules light, which makes it very hard for people who might depend on rules to have a sense of what they can and can't do. And since it is so narrative focused, and with the general shyness of new player as deciding what they can and can't or want to do, it would be, I think, a nightmare for a new player to try picking up this game, unless they were the kind of person who already does improv for fun, which I would argue is just a player who hasn't rolled dice. It's not, I don't think, a very noob friendly game. It's quick to pick up, but it would be a very uncomfortable first couple of sessions, I think, if you had a group of new players trying this out.
Yeah, I could see it being very... They would try to lean on the mechanics that aren't there, right?
Right.
And ironically, they're not there, so...
Yeah.
But as you kind of saw, what it does lend to is great creativity, the ability to do whatever you want to do, to go with the flow, to take your architecture of abilities and decide how that works for your character. You know, already just seeing some of the fun different things that these guys are able to do with some of the stuff that they have. The cool things like tag teaming and all that sort of thing. A lot of really cool options here, so a lot of fun. Any more questions, guys? If not, we gon' bail.
I think we're good.
Alrighty, well then, thank you for everybody hanging out with us. Thank you for our subs, thank you for our resubs, thanks for everybody that chose to hang out with us this evening. We had a blast, hope you did do. We'll see you again Thursday for the second of our Daggerheart playtests, and with our Thursday group. So, y'all take care. We'll see you real soon. Bye, y'all.
Bye.